Mic check, checking mics. All right. I think everything is ready. It's always a big if, though. This live streaming stuff can be tricky business sometimes. Ugh. Hi! Oh, you can't see anything. Why can't you see anything? There we go. All right. I'll have to minimize myself at some point, but welcome to the Saturday night stream thing. I'm, of course, Walcom S7, and this weekend, we're going to be doing something that we probably should have done a long time ago, and that is rank all of the NERF N-Strike blasters, but I'm doing things a little bit different this time. Tiermaker has, like, a live voting thing. A Classic for Real's already in here. Gonna be watching while staying on my SPS Streamlabs back up. PPS, people want you to put deploy in S tier. Well, that's the thing. So this time, it's gonna be voted on by all of you. I can make all of the arguments I want, but if you notice, there's a link pinned at the top of the chat. That link takes you to a website where I can start a counter, apparently, and you guys have 90 seconds to vote on the blaster we're talking about, and it will take like the highest one or maybe the average or something like that. I'm not quite sure. I haven't done this before. And it will put that in the tier list. So my control over this is now incredibly limited. And if this turns out where everything is S rank because you guys are goobers, then we'll never do this ever again. So if this tier list turns out terrible, we'll just go back to the old ways we did things. But other than that, how's everybody doing this weekend? I don't have the chat up on my Elgato thing right now, so we'll just do it the old-fashioned way. Let's do it! Walcom. I gotta honeycomb all my bases, haha, February 14th. Hello, random QR code. Everybody's talking about where they should be, what they should be doing. How are we doing? We're doing daily funny vids. We're doing. How about you? Are you able to lower the vote time? 90 seconds might be too long. No. We've spent minutes on blasters before. I don't think 90 seconds is enough, to be perfectly honest. Anybody else feel like 90 seconds is too much? I think it's probably not even enough. It's a minute 30 per blaster. We got 90 blasters. We'd plow through this in like no time whatsoever. Getting the pictures for that radioactive would be so time consuming, it's not even worth it. Have you considered reviewing the Power Drench XL? Sure, if I had one, but I don't, so I can't. Please don't retire the trash man. I can't find the blasters that I had stocked up for this right now. I have like 4 or 5 left over, and I don't have content for it at the moment, so I'm kind of waiting on until I get content for it. It's not retired. I know it's been a little while. It's meant to be a weekly series, but I can't find the stuff that I've had. And trust me, I've been looking. I don't know what the heck happened to it. There was a couple of shotguns, a couple of pistols, a nice big, what do you want to call that, rip-off? There's a lot of stuff that I wish I would have done, but I can't find it. I have no idea where it is. 100 seconds to even it out. Well, it only goes up to 90. That's the max. People are saying 90 seconds is fair. Okay, so everybody kind of agrees with me. We'll see. It's a trial run. We'll see what happens. El Gato is kitty, says Classic for Real. Yes, it is. Have you ever fired a real gun? I've literally shown real guns on my channel before, Jody. I think I have footage of me firing an AK on my channel. I don't know what video it was on, though. Also, anybody who ever says real gun always, like, that ticks something. It's a firearm. Have you ever shot a firearm in your life? Like, when you say real gun, it makes you sound like you're 9 years old. It's one of those things. Stop yapping and start voting. Ah, well, in that case, we'll just take a break here. How's everybody's weekend going? Ugh. We can drag this out as long as we need to. It's great, isn't it? Crappy weekend? I agree, David. Hopefully it gets a little bit better for you. We can at least hopefully make a pretty decent Saturday night, I'm hoping. Have you ever shot any fake guns before? No, not that I know of, radioactive. I skipped my anniversary for this. Well, that is definitely the wrong answer, 0. But I found red vines. Okay, so red vines are top tier, but grapevines, man, I could kill for a tub of grapevines right now. Streamlabs link is busted. I don't know why. I can't really do anything about it, I don't think. I mean, Classic for Real's using it. Why is it busted? Let me see here. Can I even view the description? I mean, Classic for Real did use it. Let me try. But yeah, it doesn't seem to be doing anything. Interesting. Well, that's frustrating. Classic sent a super chat. No, you sent this tip. You sent a tip 4 minutes ago. I don't know why it's not working. Super Soaker CPS tier list. I should get a picture of them. I have like, what, 8, 9 Solinus? Like CPS like 2000s and 2500s? Use the direct link? Okay. We'll just... yes, I want to go to this site. I wonder why the Walcom one isn't working, but honestly, I know very little about how that works. I set that up once and I completely forgot how I did it. Let me change the link really quick. There we go. On holiday now for a week from work. Well, that's good to hear, Jack. Thoughts on Airsoft? Super boring. Nobody likes streams, Scott. It's a common problem. Hey, Tag. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming out. Strife X is $80 right now, worth a buy. I don't think so, Lucid. I think you'd be better off getting yourself a Maxim, in my opinion. We have Jasper on stream before. It's not a very fun game. I might bring it back for a stream, though. One thing I did try to set up for this weekend, which wouldn't work, unfortunately, I tried to set up a server for NERF Arena Blast, and I couldn't get the ports forwarded. And the networking and stuff isn't really my thing. I put it in my router, I tested them, they didn't work, so that was frustrating. Plus, people have to download it and stuff like that, but maybe we'll do like a NERF Arena Blast night or something. Just made it home, glad I made it to the start. Yep, we're just about to get started here. So everybody, how many people got waiting? 66. So if you want to participate, you have to click the link that's pinned at the top of the chat. And that should let us start doing. Basically what's going to happen is you are all going to vote on these blasters. Well, I'll just tell you what they are and how they work. So we actually got like a little, like I got the wiki open right here. So we can like, bam, go like this. Let's, like we can preload up the big bad bow. There we go. And I'm going to make myself smaller. Ooh, this might actually be a little difficult because I scaled it. Hold on, let me cut off the edges where it's not chroma keyed. Now let's make me smaller. Hey, there we go. All right, something like this. So we've got this whole section right here where we can talk about what the blaster is if you don't know what it is, thanks to the wiki. And then we've got the actual voting right here. So basically, for you to start up, you're going to have to actually click on the link pinned at the top, and then you can vote. And we got 90 seconds to go through about this. King Kavosha has tipped $5. Thank you very much, King Kavosha. Nothing added to it, but thank you so much. Especially thanks for always being here, King Kavosha. I really appreciate it. You're a shining star. Let me see if I can't make... Where's the alert box? Yeah, put that above YouTube chat. Cover up the chat when the alert goes off. How about that? There we go. Do more dumpster diving? I will, Lily. I will, Lily. I'm going to see if I can't find the, like, 4 or 5 left. I must have put them in a stack and stuffed them somewhere, but I cannot find them. Reflex is basic as heck. We should do a Nerf type tier list like you. Yeah, we've done a lot of them. In fact, I think we've done Zombie Strike already. Sorry, just joined, but I'm on time. You are. You're right on time. So, let's see. Let's do our test run on our good old big bad bow here. We got 82 people ready, so I have to go to over here, and I have to actually click start. So, first option up. Let me see if I can't, like, make this a little bit better with the chat. That's pretty good. All right, how about that? So, we're going to start. We're going to go in this order. These are all the N-Strike blasters. So this is N-Strike only. There are some later blasters on this list because Nerf, as they released new things, they actually put lower powered things in N-Strike for some reason. So this line did live up to like 2016, 2017, but a majority of the blasters released around 2005 to 2010, 2011. And that's when N-Strike Elite took over. So we're going to start, and all of this is going to be based off the original N-Strike blasters that some of these came out before people watching the actual stream ever got their hands on. But if you've ever seen like the yellow or the blue, the things that we have in here, they do come in a bunch of different colors because that's what Nerf does. These are all like sub 50 feet per second blasters. So judging them on performance alone is not exactly fair. However, judging them on like their uniqueness, how they felt to be used, how fun they were, these are all things you should consider when you actually rate these blasters. Now, I will be in the background doing my own like, here's what I think about the blaster, here's why I like it, but it's up to you guys to actually vote on every single one of these. And I'm guessing it takes an average or it takes the most votes. I'm not entirely sure. So we can start this off with, hopefully I can click this button, and now you can all vote on what you think is the best. Now, for the Big Bad Bow myself, I'm actually thinking it's more of an A-tier blaster myself. The Big Bad Bow is a really interesting blaster because ergonomically it is rad as heck, and it was a very powerful blaster. This was a common modified like pump snap variant. The way this thing works originally is it shot arrows. You'd pull it like this and kind of stretch out that spring, and you pull the trigger and it would fire. The bow arms didn't do anything. This was a Springer blaster, but it was very easy to convert into shooting darts, and it was a common mainstay in the NIC. It wasn't the best or anything like that, but it was a pretty good one. But more importantly, it was super fun to use, plus arrows and stuff like that. I agree, B for Big Bad Bow. That's pretty common sentiment here. Big Bad Bow gets A or B. It looks sick, but finding arrows ain't sick at all. Yeah, but it's very easy to convert for darts. And if you want to make it like an actual, like, just... I mean, you can get these things hitting so hard, but you have to put a lot of work into them. That was kind of, like, the worst thing. But in terms of actual usability, how these blasters felt, the Big Bad Bow, I still want, like, a good... If I had, like, 150, 160 FPS Big Bad Bow, I would be so happy. I would be a completely different person. My life would be immeasurably better if I had a good Big Bad Bow. Never had the Big Bad Bow, but it looks comfy. Fired an arrow fun. Recommend accommodated a long shot style plunger team because maximum potential H here, says Jack Taylor. Well, it looks like most people liked the B on the Big Bad Bow. And we're already off into, oh my God, it's just gonna keep going. We don't even get a chance. Can I pause it? There is a pause. Okay. So let's, hold on, before you guys do anything else, you guys can still vote. That's not fair. We can't even move on to the next one, which was the Strife, which was one of the last blasters released. In fact, I have to go like all the way down here. I go to light it up. There were 2 blasters in the light it up line because Hasbro can't commit to anything. We've got the Raven CS18. This was like the pinnacle of N-Strike. In fact, it was so good it's still one of the best N-Strike Elite blasters. Not only was it a flywheeler, and this was one of the first flywheelers that was dedicated to shoot streamline darts as opposed to the whistle tips or the suction tip darts, and it was magazine fed. So remember before this, people would take the barricade. I'm going to resume the voting. Sorry about that. People would take the barricade, take like a long shot stock off of it, cut it open to make like a magwell for the barricade. Did I get it? Okay, there we go. Well, the pause button's weird. I'll get used to this. I'm really sorry. So we got 30 seconds left, 40 seconds left. People are saying S tier, and I agree. This was a pivotal point. This was the Strife before the Strife. And not only did we get the Raven CS18, this had serrated flywheels, like spiky ones. When it was put over into N-Strike Elite, which was like right after the very beginning, like 2013, they made it with the smooth flywheels the Strife was known for, and it was an absolute monster. Even the blue Raven commands a pretty hefty price point. People love this thing. Is it S tier? For N-Strike, yeah, kind of is. It was one of the best blasters. Is it better than, like, I don't know, the Stampede and stuff? I don't really think so, but people say S tier, so let's see how that works out. Moving on to, we've got the Vulcan. It's S tier. This is the first blaster I remember ever seeing somebody modify. This blaster is legendary for a bunch of different reasons, but it is still a blaster that Nerf has never been able to actually replace. I don't know why they don't do more chain-fed automatic blasters. They could have done it with flywheels, they just didn't bother. The Vulcan, was the Mana energy drink, if you remember that. They did a video where they put it up to like multiple RC car batteries and made it empty chains instantly. That was the first Nerf mod video I'd ever seen. So yeah, it's one of the few AEBs Nerf ever made. It's a freaking, like, you know, emplacement blaster. It's chain fed. They actually sold the chain separately. They made it under every color under the sun. It was in like pretty much every single line. You got Elite, Sonic Series, Clear Series, Red Strike, and of course the classic N Strike. Yeah, no, I don't think anybody's really just gonna disagree with this thing. Is it a blaster worth getting today? Debatably not. Most people use them for carving up and installing flywheels in them. So that kind of sucks. But in terms of like being one of the best things that Nerf ever made, yeah, the original Havoc Fire or Vulcan actually shot mega darts. It was like double the scale as the one that they released in retail. I don't know why they never made a mega one. They made like the Mastodon, but it wasn't quite the same. We needed chains, we need mega darts. They just never did. This is going too fast for me. It's actually going too fast. I don't know if I can keep up. We might have to pause. We're gonna pause for a second. Okay, it is paused. People are not voting. Okay. I need a second to catch up because I can't even read the chat right now. It is going by way too freaking quickly. How are we feeling? Jake, not a big fan of, you take that back, Brian. Is it worth getting today just to play with? If it's, you know, cheap. Yeah, I would say it's good. So, I will probably have to pause like just before the thing ends so we can talk about it a little bit more because we're like I said, 90 seconds wasn't going to be enough. The Vulcan, though, absolutely fantastic, amazing blaster that Hasbro has never been able to triumph. Next up, let me actually get this on screen before we spend 35 seconds looking for it. We've got part of the Unity power system, although it was sold separately. Let me start the voting back up again so you guys can vote. We've got the Titan ASV-1, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, rocket launcher Nerf ever made. It wasn't the biggest one ever. That belongs to like the Ultimator and the Maximizer, but the Titan ASV-1 was the biggest one Nerf ever made. It was the only blaster that ever shot the Titan rocket, and it was the core of the Unity power system, where you could combine the Hornet and the Scout into one functional blaster, where the main trigger actually did work on the other blasters connected to it. And this is a monstrous air tank on this blaster. It is a commonly modded, high-powered blaster. If you didn't have the skill to make like a proper big bad bow cross, or 1995 crossbow, any of those kinds of things, you could use a Titan, and these things can put holes through drywall with foam darts. That's why a lot of people like them. Is it the best air blaster? No, but is it a fun air blaster? Yes, this is something that I personally really love. I've modified so many Titans. It's simply, I'm gonna S tier this one as well. I can't really fault that one. It's just, Nerf has never done anything like, they don't really do air tanks, so when they do air tanks now, they're kind of wimpy and boring. The Titan was so freaking good. The Titan was an amazing blaster, and I don't know why. This is like, how hard is it for us to just go back and look at what Nerf's been doing and then be exceptionally disappointed with them as a company? They just don't give us stuff like this anymore. They really don't. They don't seemingly know where their roots have come from, and things like the Titan is just insane. It's so good. Let me read some of the, I have 18 rockets in my closet. Deformed, I might have to get some of those off you, man. I'm voting A because it looks cool as heck and it looked at that missile. It's probably the best air blaster Nerf ever made. There are tons of ways you can build up a Titan. The thing with the Titan, the thing that prevents it from being truly the best air blaster ever, there's a couple of things. One, they have so many hoses around them, and the pull pin design, they're prone to leakage. The other is that the air release hole is fairly small in the Titan. So if you have a shorter barrel, you don't get all that air power. However, you could put like a 3-foot long CPVC barrel on it, and this thing will absolutely just dent everything. It is super cool. And it's a shame that Nerf, again, just doesn't make anything else like it. This blaster is one of the best outdoor play game. I agree, Ludus Games. The Moto Blitz was fun. Yeah, but it wasn't a rocket launcher. The gauge always broke. I have a lot of Titans, and none of their gauges are broke that I've seen so far, which is weird. But yeah, I agree. The gauge was a failure point. It is cool that it had like a gauge on it so you could see a little bit of how your pressure was going to be. Yeah, most people cut that hole, plugged it, and that way it was far more reliable. Marshmallow Bazooka was the best air tank. The Mazooka, yeah, it's the best. It's by far the best, but it's also like the rarest thing ever. is because the Destiny exists. Is that what you're talking? I have no idea what you're talking about, David. Are you talking about the Mag Strike? We'll talk about the Mag Strike. The Titan and Sam was unobtainable, huge, slow to load, but man, the mod potential is off the charts. It just does. There's entire game modes based around this thing. It's just that fun. So I agree, A tier or S tier Titan, it's just the best. And now we're going from a really good one to a really crap one, in my opinion, but hey, that's my opinion. Let me get this back up here and I'll start the voting. The Thunder Blast was released in 2015, and everybody, when we first saw this blaster, was super excited for this thing, and then it turned out to be a HAMP, or a high air pressure manual pump, which means you shove the rocket in, you push the priming grip forward, you angle it, and then you slam it back as hard as you can, and that's how much power you got. What's the problem with the Thunder Blast? Well, it used the Elite missile, or the Demolisher rocket. The problem with the Elite missiles is that they're very inaccurate. They don't go straight at all. The other problem is this is a HAMP and not an air tank. Those things coupled together, it's also huge. It honestly didn't have its fans, but it did have its uses. As an HVZ mainstay, you could carry 3 rockets on it. It was easy to scavenge and reload. You didn't require any special batteries, anything. Like, nothing could go wrong. You just slapped the thing. In fact, that was one of the best ways to use it, is to hold it like this and slap the back of it as hard as you can. That was the best way to get range out of a Thunder Blast. And it was like, what, 30 bucks? 25 bucks is what it said. It was pretty expensive for what it was. I don't think it was a well-loved blaster, and I have a bunch of them. In fact, I have a bunch of them in package. Demolisher is so much better. It's basically about the same. I gotta take this thing off. I'm roasting. This is worse than the rocket launcher attached to the Demolisher. Yes, Ivano, it is. It's cute, but I'd rather play the Demolisher. Pretty much everybody says Demolisher, and that's the thing. Although this is an N-Strike blaster, it was released during N-Strike Elite, far into N-Strike Elite. And it just doesn't really do a whole lot. I'm surprised it made it to C tier. Honestly, again, for its HVZ usage, it wasn't that bad. But for like normal play, like the Titan is so much more fun. So I kind of see why you guys would stuff it in C. I think it could be a D tier, but I'm actually glad to see that in C tier because I don't think it's legitimately one of the worst blasters ever. I think it's pretty okay. If you wanted to fire rockets, it was an inexpensive way to get into them, but it pales in comparison to like things like the Demolisher. That being said, purpose built, you can put a sling on it, you can shove, keep 3 rockets on you. It wasn't awful. And you could reload it really fast. You could stuff a rocket, slap it, stuff a rocket, slap it. It was pretty useful at that, to be honest. All right, let's go on to our next one, which is going to be the Tech Target Blaster. Now, sometimes people call this the Tech Target Eliminator. It's even listed as a Tech Target Eliminator on the. It's not called that anywhere. That was just a name people came up with. I don't really know why they call it that. It's a single shot Nightfinder style derivative. It came with a target set, the Tech Target set, with the one that like had like a cardboard disc that would detect hits on it and stuff like that. Honestly, with this one, again, I think the ergonomics on this thing are fantastic. I like the Tech Target Blaster over the Nightfinder, but I think the Nightfinder had a lot more love when it came to modification potential, and I think that made the Nightfinder overall a better pick. But for those of you that like that retro ray gun, aesthetic, the Tech Target Blaster did a really good job at it. Again, it's just a single shot front loader with 2 little things, and there's another one. So this other one we see here, that's actually for the old school Mega Darts. Super weird that they designed it like that. Dag, I love the vintage look. It is one of those things where it's like, if you want a N-Strike was tactical AF. So to see this kind of blaster come out during the same time is a breath of fresh air, to be perfectly honest. People really putting this one in B. Interesting. I like it more. I think I've stated that. I've liked it more than the Nightfinder. It doesn't have the light on it, which didn't do anything. The prime was better. I think you can get a little bit more performance out of it. But man, seeing it in B, like the only way you can get this thing is through buying a whole set of blasters. And it always gets confused for the lighter one, which had different ammo types, so you'd have to mod that thing down. But if you're going to mod it, both of them are susceptible for modding. How dangerous is the battery that comes with the Venom Pro? It's not dangerous at all, something. I mean, all batteries are dangerous to some degree, but it's pretty safe. honestly, again, I really liked it. Okay, let's stop for a second. I know everybody's already going to be rushing to vote. People are freaking insane. I don't know why they're putting all the heavy. It's just random, and it's picking all the heavy hitters. Okay, some would say this is one of the best blasters Nerf ever made. The Stampede ECS. Like, really? This was the blaster that pretty much put Nerf, like, as like one of their big, huge, gotta have it, right up there with the Vulcan. This blaster was more loved than the Vulcan, I think, in a lot of ways, because it was a rifle instead of an emplacement. And it was one of the first things that came with like the 18 round mags, and it came with a ton of them. Originally, it was supposed to come with a 50 dart drum that we never saw. They do exist out there, but it wasn't sold. In fact, it's rare, but you can find Stampede ECS blasters that say Stampede ECS 50 on them. And I have one, and it's one out of every Stampede I have, which is probably like 15, 20. I only have one that says ECS 50. And it is amazing. It comes with the bipod grip, which is one of the coolest attachments Nerf ever made. Comes with a shield, which is less cool. Came with like, what, 3 15-round mags? Yeah, 3 18-rounders and then like a 6-rounder, so it could add up to 50. And all the darts you need for it. And it's one of the most iconic, because it was like no flywheels, it's just ka-chunk, 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 ka-chunk. The problem, power. That was one of the main reasons why the Stampede fell out of favor, is the power just wasn't there. But when it came to accuracy, performance, feel, sound, everything, it's one of everybody's favorite blasters. If you've never had the chance to use a Stampede, well, you're going to find out why people like the Stampede so much, because that xshot AEB is almost here. S tier, man, I'm surprised 88% of people put it in S tier with only 50 votes. But still, that's how people love the Stampede. I'm going to check the chat to see what people are saying. It was almost, the Stampede had one of the best play values ever. I can agree with that. I have a Stampede literally sitting next to me. I think a lot of people have Stampedes literally sitting next to me. It's just the best, blaster. The 50-round drum revived with the Titan, it didn't really work. Honestly, I'd like to see one of those drums painted to match the N-Strike, the yellow, and then I'd like to see a Stampede painted to match the N-Strike Elite colors. Why did they never try to do an N-Strike Elite Stampede? Even when they did the Icons line, I think the Icons line, they should have done all of those in like the nice, the Stampede, the N-Strike Elite color scheme. It would have been really cool. They are common to break, so just make sure you like look inside. The breech can break off. But yeah, no, they're awesome blasters. Okay, I'm gonna be that one person though. I gotta get this real. I think it looks ugly as sin. I hate how this thing looks so much. The random, like where the knob is for the motor and stuff like that, I think it looks ugly. I can't stand it. That's just me. I know. I'll take that L, chat. It's fine. I'll take that L. Otherwise, I think, yeah, this was better than the Stampede. And again, it's one of the few AEBs. There's only 4 or 5 AEBs Nerf ever made. It was the Stampede, the Speed Swarm, the Swarmfire, I guess the Power Bell, which that's a clone of the Speed Swarm, as is the Nerf Halo Needler was a Speed Swarm. And then the Vulcan. Those were the only ones they ever made. And then everything else went after that. So they all went flywheel. The Spectre. All right. The Spectre, this blaster, there's one reason you bought the Spectre. Starting voting right now. You bought this for the attachments. And when I say the attachments, you bought it for the suppressor. That's it. The only reason you ever bought this blaster is because you wanted that part right there. You paid $20 for that piece right there to slap it on every other blaster that matched it. That's it. The stock is awful. The blaster itself is a 5-shot, really clunky, ergonomic, nightmare feeling Nightfinder. That's my opinion, but you really only ever bought this blaster for the part. Like, did anybody else actually disagree with that? I love the Spectre. Oh, boring blaster, stinky stock, C tier. Spectre keeps getting released every time. It is one of the blasters they have remade so many times. Worst strong arm? Well, everything here is a worst strong arm because this is the original Spectre. Maverick. Yep. Okay. You fixed it. February. As evidenced by the countless Spectre found at thrift store without attachments. This is true. It didn't serve a purpose. Its purpose was, and I'm not against it, when Nerf would put cool attachments like that out, you'd buy the blaster. Some people, there is one thing about the Spectre, right? That's good. It's thin. It's so much noticeably thinner than like a Maverick or anything like that. It honestly, like as a sidearm, it was probably better than the Maverick. but the Maverick was way cooler. Let's just be fair, the Maverick was way cooler. I like the folding stock. It's fine to like it, Chaos, but man, it was pretty poopy. Ooh, we're going back into like the newer End Strike. Man, this blaster, I have a soft spot for this thing. I love the Snapfire. So this was released in 2015, but it was kind of like a 50, 60 FPS release. It did come with Elite darts, and honestly, it probably smokes about everything else on this list. The Snapfire was a $5 blaster, and it looks it. But man, it was the better Jolt. And you could put a Tech 6 spring in this thing, and you could make it hit like 110 FPS or something like that. It was so freaking cool for what it was, and it was so cheap. You could primary one of these things. And it's in D tier, which upsets me greatly, because it's such a good blaster. You guys are all just Philistines. In terms of being like an actual value, $5 wasn't too bad. It was really only sold at like Big Lots and places like that, but super easy to mod, super accessible and cheap. The skeletonized everything kind of sucked, but then also it was meant to be a $5 blaster in 2015, so I can kind of see what's going on there. I found mine in Walgreens. Yeah, I think it was sold in Walgreens. I have so many of these things. Anyone who thinks otherwise is wrong. I wouldn't say it's an S tier blaster. I would say B is probably fair. It is bigger than a Jolt. The O-Snap alone bumps us up to at least 1 tier. I think the O-Snap hits legacy because it's called the Snapfire. It's got the O-Snap. So I honestly, I think B tier is pretty fair for this one. I don't think anybody would be for $5 you got a lot out of this guy. Gotta find my gigantic new bottle. I'm so glad I found a bigger bottle. Dollar General 2. Dollar Generals weren't common over here in the Western United States until recently. Oh my gosh. All right, let's talk about. Let's start the voting on the Sling Strike, right? This is one of the worst things Nerf has ever made. I say that. I tell you, chat, I actually like this blaster. I don't think I've ever done a video on it. I actually do like this blaster. Is it awful? Yes. For $10, it's not that bad because it felt good to use. And it was honestly, I've seen how low Nerf can go. That made this blaster a little bit more palatable for me. But it is basically a front loader, pull back, let go. It actually used the bungee. It had a little tab in the back that you would pull to cock everything back. There's no trigger, you just let it fly. And for a slingshot, like blaster, it felt like a slingshot. And honestly, compared to the other Nerf slingshots, it's marginally better. But yeah, it's pretty poopy. It's definitely not one of the good blasters of all time. I don't disagree with you guys' sentiment putting it in D tier. I do like it though. It didn't work. I mean, the ones I have worked. Hey, Merc. Sling Strike is horrendously full of locks. Yes, that's true. Maybe the one I have had the locks removed. I mean, there's something about Nerf and slingshots that just doesn't go together. I like it. I also like slingshots though. So I'm not gonna disagree. I think D's a little hard, but as a do not buy, that's probably fair. Moving on again to another one of these weird like 2015 cheapos. So $15, I think that's a little high. This is another one of those blasters you can kind of find all over the place. The Sharpfire. This is a breech load, which is pretty rare for Nerf, starting the voting now. A breech load single shot, but it was kind of meant to be like the artillery Luger of the Nerf world because it came with a stock that you could kind of like fit the blaster in, not entirely, but like the barrel came off, it slid into the stock, and the blaster could fit around and go on the stock, and then it would clip to your belt. So it was really like it was a stocked pistol, but yeah, it was pretty okay. In terms of performance, it was pretty much just like the Snapfire. The difference being, because of the way it worked, this is one of the easiest breech or brass breech blasters you can make. And on top of that, it's very easy to modify. The problem is the catch and the trigger are ridiculously tiny and small. Is this not working? Sorry. There we go. Sorry about that. That made it, like, It's a really good, if you're, I get this comment a lot, and I don't know how relevant it is right now when people ask it, but when there's like a first mod blaster, this is one of them, right? Because it's like you can't really screw this up, and it makes it really easy to get into breaches, get into modifying springers, and practice all those skills, especially back in the day when you find these things for like $7, $8 all over the place. It is a great tool. It does. And the play value here, when you got the barrel and the stock and all fit together, and you can have like the, again, like, oh, I draw my pistol and take my stock off and put it on the back of my pistol and put my extended barrel that was also in there. Now I got this long range thing. Didn't really work that way, but man, was it fun and cool. I have a soft spot for this thing. I've modified so many of them. I made the double one that didn't last very long, but I did make it. I don't remember it being $15. I remember it being like a $10 blaster, and I think it was a fantastic deal at that price. You can get these things to hit pretty hard. Like, getting one to like 130 isn't unspeakable. You can get these things to work pretty darn good. It has a mag-fed kit for it. I wouldn't doubt it. In fact, I believe, was this what Chris Cartaya turned into a Mauser fire? If I'm not mistaken, it was. But then, of course, we got the spam, and that kind of just was the best. When did this thing come out? It's like 2012, right? See, I don't believe this. I don't believe this came out in spring 2015, because, like, I had to have done my video like 2013. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am wrong. No, because obviously I didn't do a video until 2014. Next up is, it's a single shot, but people love this thing, and I kind of understand. The Reflex IX1. Voting is open right now. I'm going to put this thing firmly in probably B tier. The Reflex is a single shot, but it has a top prime. And it is reverse plungered, and it's funny because when you prime it back, the reverse plunger shoots out the back, and it looks like a syringe from like a video game. It's the worst grip ever. You could put like 2 fingers on it, maybe, but it is cute, and I do like it. I really hunted down one of the Elite variants because they did make it Elite one, even though it was still the same thing. That slide, though, is what made this thing feel so much better than like the Jolt. So honestly, a lot of people have some soft spots for this thing. Is it better than a Jolt? Hell no. Is it fun and cool? Sure. I don't know if it's C tier, to be honest, but you know, you guys do you. That's why you're voting. It's actually pretty decently in, yeah. I mean, if you, those who want everything S tier, you gotta come on bigger forces. Like, click the link. You can vote. We got 135 people participating, but we only have 44 people voting. What the heck? Priming this thing always hurt my hand. Really? It's not that bad. Is this worse than the xshot Menace? It is so much worse. This thing is almost unusable. It's awful. But it's so compact and small. It was also a very popular blaster for like undermounting on things because it had the rail on it. So people did do that. We got the next part of the Unity power system, the Hornet AS6. I'm gonna start this one going. This is a blaster where if you don't get like the initial like instructions, you would never figure this thing out. So it was a pump action blaster. So you pumped it up, an air tank, and each one of the barrels was its own air tank. And then you pulled the top of it forward and then put it back. And basically every single time you pull the trigger, it would fire a dart. Or you could slap the side of the blaster with a big old button and launch all of them in a shotgun blast. And it's basically the advanced version of the what is that? The Blastfire DX500? Yeah. It's basically the same thing. What are the problems? The air tanks leak. That was one of the first ones. And if you open this thing up, it looks like Gigas from Earthbound. It's just a maze of pipes and both soft and hard tubing. And it's kind of a nightmare, but of course the standout feature is you can pump this thing up or pump it up with your Titan, because you could just lock it onto the bottom of your Titan, and you still have to prime the front of it, which is weird. But you can actually like prime the front of it, pump up your Titan, which would pump up your Hornet, and every single time you pulled your Titan trigger, it actually fire your Hornet. I still want one of these. Good. I want like metal. I would pay good money for like metal tanks and a proper like powerful Hornet AS6. It's like, the ergonomics are perfect. The rate of fire is perfect. It has the option of the shotgun blast. You can fire 4 darts and then shotgun blast too. It's so flexible. The Hornet is such a good blaster. And to see it in B tier, you guys are breaking my heart. You guys are, it's such a good blaster. If you've ever actually used one of these things, you know. Like, oh, it feels so good to use. DX500 was sleeker. This is true. You're not wrong. Inside is full of tubes and valves. Yep. Yeah. Nerf and leaky air tanks. Name a more iconic combo. And this thing is so hard to, like, work on. Love your channel. I just did archery and made it to Worlds. Well, congratulations, Thomas. That hunk of garbage does not belong in B tier. Well, you're a hunk of garbage, Jeb. It's a really good blaster. You guys are absolutely nuts. All right, next up we got the iconic, the man, the myth, the legend, the Recon 6. Shh. All right, voting open for the Recon CS6. Let's see where this one goes, because I actually wonder. I personally putting it in B tier. Why? Because everybody had one of these things, and it was more, when it comes to play value, it was incredible, right? When it came to actually playing with this thing, you got all the attachments, you could do your Call of Duty style loadouts and stuff with it. Super fun. Everything else about it was pretty mediocre. In terms of performance, it was okay. In terms of actual usability with the top prime, it was okay. There are so many better blasters, and I don't know why this thing is an S tier. Because just, like, I guess you could buy it for the attachments. You weren't using the sight. You probably weren't using the barrel. You probably weren't using that atrocious stock. It was also one of the first Nerf blasters in recent memory to get recalled, because when you primed it back, it had this big old tube that shoot out the back that said armed, and that would hit people or get their hair and stuff caught in it. It was great. It was wonderful. I actually took it outside, a brand new one, fresh minty one. Fired it for my April Fools. I was legitimately surprised how good it was. That was actually concerning, but yeah, it's okay. I don't think it's S tier. It's probably A tier, but what do I know? You guys are the experts. You guys are certainly letting me down. But you got the stock, which was flexible. You got the sight, which didn't do anything. You got the barrel, which is okay, but you obviously would use the one from the Spectre. And then you got like the flashlight, which sucked. And then you got like a 6-round mag. And keep in mind, the long shot and everything came out before this one. So you're probably not even using this blaster, but you guys do you, okay? You put it in S tier. I'd like to firmly ask why it's in S tier. It's legendary. The best use for a recon was a sidearm. I don't know about that. It's one of the first blasters I thrifted with a Spectre, but it came with a recon stock. Stock still somehow better than the Spectre. That is true. That is true. S tier in looks. I mean, when it came to play, this came out swinging. I mean, even I, like when I was in college and I got my hands on a recon, it's like, this thing's so cool. But over time, I was like, I really don't like this blaster anymore. So, fair enough on the S tier. I don't disagree. I don't agree with that in the slightest. I think it's a B tier blaster, but you guys do you. Rapid Fire AS-20. What a cool blaster. So this is one, it's another air tank, but you can actually see like the air tank in the piston. It looks like something that Tonka made in like the late 80s. And it was a front loading turret. And this thing could dump darts, but it also had like select fire. It's one of the first select fire blasters. So you could make it to where you could just fire one dart with every trigger pull, or you could make it shoot on like it was not one dart per trigger pull. It was more like a slower rate of fire, but then you could crank it to the fast rate of fire and just empty the turret. And it made it really flexible. The problem is when you actually uses the blaster, you find it like really annoying. If you've ever actually used this thing in a war, you'll constantly find out you're loading the wrong barrels, and that's really bad when you need to use it. So what this thing relegated itself as is a really good secondary that you'd have slung around your body. You would never actually want to primary this thing. The Mag Strike was better, although this came, I believe, before the Mag Strike. It might have been the same time. And there were a couple of different variations of it. Still, one of the cooler things. The problem is they tend to break also. They are very often broken. But in terms, like, it held more ammo than a Mag Strike, and it was way more fun to use. So, yeah, I can kind of see it being A tier. I don't know if I'd necessarily put it in A tier. It did come out to play that. It definitely was a blaster that, like, just... If you... There's going to be that time in a war where you go up against a rapid fire and you just get deleted and you'd hate it. And it could take out entire teams. It was the creator of the set that made the crazy piston mechanism. The pump handle is flimsy. Yes, it was. The trigger snapped in half on mine. It's in my garage somewhere. If you combine it with the Super Soaker, you had the TF2 medic loadout. Wildfire was more bad. Dude, the Wildfire is so prone to breaking. It was so... I don't know if I've ever used it in a wire... I think I have one, but most of the Wildfires I've ever seen were broken. So, I had the OG red and black version. It was cool, but didn't work very well. They were prone to breaking. The Wildfire was way worse, though. All right. Now, let's jump into the realm of another thing people bought. Okay. So, this is one of those blasters. We're talking about the Raider CS35. This is one of those blasters where people bought it for the attachments, but also it had Snapfire and stuff, which made it so freaking good. The one thing people didn't like about the Raider was the fact that it loaded the magazine, or the drum mag in this case, on the side, although it was compatible with your standard magazines. But this thing was like 35 round drum that you could use kinda with your like Stampede. You really couldn't. They were meant to feed from the side. Gravity really didn't like those darts. So, you know, have you ever seen the meme of somebody like tapping the bottom of their CS35 drum because it kept jamming? It's a very common thing people had to do because it was worth having the 35 rounds without reloading compared to 18 round stick mags, but it just didn't feed very well out of anything that wasn't the Raider. Snapfire, buttery smooth Snapfire. The stock, the Raider stock, is one of the best stocks Nerf ever made. It was a true, like, almost buffer tube style setup. It had the perfect length of pull. It almost didn't collapse unless you really smashed it hard. You could buy it for just the drum. You could buy it for just the stock. You could buy it because you want a Snapfire blaster and you were right-handed and didn't care about the left-handed awkwardness. It really is a great blaster. This is so much better than the freaking Recon. And I'm surprised the Recon is an S tier because the Raider is so much better. Oh my goodness. Imagine having a Moab. Moab's pretty cool, not gonna lie. It's pretty cool having a Moab. How awesome would it be if Hasbro remastered some of these N-Strike blasters with the Pro Half Dart configuration? It'd be awesome, Purple Cat. That's what a good company would do, but then we have Hasbro. I have several just to collect many drums I never use. I have so many Raider drums. I have 2 Raider stocks with me right now, one blue and one yellow. The yellow one is rare. That was only sold with the, I think, Barricade in like one store. I use one of these for a Stormtrooper costume. I have 2, but only 1 drum. I honestly, the Raider is so good. And like when they made the Rampage and it didn't come with the drum, that was the worst. Okay, let's move on to... Is that the switch shot? Is that the freaking switch shot? Chat, is that the switch shot? Oh my god, it's a switch shot. So, in terms of like, this thing's so cool. This was the blaster that everybody got and immediately wanted to turn into like a ballistic knife, because basically the body of the blaster was meant to hold a Wii mode, and then there's a pullback like single shot thing that you could slot instead of the Wii mode, so you could use it as an actual blaster, but then you could use it with your Nerf Wii game, and it was pretty much made specifically for the Nerf Wii game. This made it really interesting because not only could you just like use it like a normal front loading blaster, but then you could also like have multiple of the firing mechanisms on you, and you could like just reload by swapping out the entire mechanism. So you could have like different, it was one of the first modular different mech. You could have shotgun blasts, you could have all sorts of cool things with this one. And honestly, I might be one of the best of the Nightfinder style things, although it didn't have the power to back it up. This was a really cool idea, and it really showed how Nerf could take one mechanism and reshell in a bunch of different ways and do good with it, unlike what they do nowadays where they don't do that. And they never really did anything else like this again. Yes, it was meant to be a controller for your Wiimote, but my goodness, if it wasn't one of the most fun blasters we ever got. And I think everybody who got this thing wanted to turn it into a ballistic knife. Everybody. Don't you lie, you wanted this to be a ballistic knife. I don't know if I agree with C. It's insane to me that this is in C. I found one of the through shot and didn't buy it. The switch shot though, B tier, S tier gimmick, D tier blaster, averages to a C. I mean, I don't think it's a D tier blaster. It's very on par with everything else. Ergonomics are a little wonky, I think. I could agree with that. The ballistic knife never came to mind. That's insanity. It's like I remember seeing this like, oh my god, I need to make that into a ballistic knife for Black Ops 2. All right, where the heck is this one gonna sit? I actually wonder. Where are you guys gonna put this one? On paper, the Firefly Rev 8 is a really interesting looking blaster, but and that's a big but, this thing is barely better than like a Maverick. It's an 8-shot front-loading turret. It has one of those like capacitor and light bulbs from a camera in it. So you would put batteries in it and it would turn on a red LED, and that's when you know it was fully ready to go. And when you pull the trigger, it would flash into the cylinder, and it came with darts that had like tape that you'd put around them to capture that. And it was like it's glow in the dark, but my God, it was awful glow in the dark. As a blaster, ergonomically, it's fantastic. Everything else sucks. Well, besides the looks. The looks are also really cool. This is one of the coolest looking blasters Nerf has ever made. But 8 shots, super big, super bulky, didn't have any additional power or anything to it. It was still the standard thing. You'd be better off using a Maverick in every way. Like literally every way. But it is a cool body. I'm surprised. I'm gonna vote V. I'm gonna see if I can't swing the vote. Look at it. I swing the vote. Who's gonna oh, somebody already swinged it back. You guys really like this thing in A tier. I do not understand it. What is chat saying? Mostly for the integration potential and cool gimmick. Reminds me of your ancient garage tag back in good times. I think it's an okay blaster. I just don't think it's like one of the best things Nerf has ever made. I really don't. I think it's like a solid, okay blaster. And I think B tier is fine with it because there are so many other blasters you'd use over this thing. But if you had one, you wouldn't be that disappointed, to be perfectly honest. But compare like a Firefly to like a Rapid Fire. You feel kind of silly. Let us get what is one of the original OG. Like this, I'm really testing you with this one, chat. Do not let me down. The Nightfinder EX3. Voting is now open. This is a blaster that happened before N-Strike Elite, and they made it again in N-Strike Elite. And it is one of the most modified blasters Nerf has ever made. Because it's super simple, had a pretty decent sized plunger tube, and was, well, easy to work on because it was so simple. Nightfinder rifle, anybody? Where you could put the massive, stupid plunger tube on it and massive, stupid barrel and make these things hit ridiculously hard. The grip was pretty darn good, and its whole gimmick was 2 AA's in the grip, and it had a really, really light flashlight, which didn't do anything. This is one of the first N-Strike blasters I ever actually held because my friend's little brother had one. And yeah, I thought it was kind of lame at the time, but I also liked it more than I liked the Maverick. So do with that what you will. This was the quintessential like sniper sidearm. This is where like everybody's, I carry a pistol and my pistol is actually a sniper rifle blaster came from. Because the Nightfinder was just like that. S tier, I definitely think is S tier, and I definitely think it's better than a lot of the things it's hyping up right now. The Nightfinder is just, it's Nerf. Nerf is the Nightfinder. Much like how you basically have one thing out of 2 things in the entirety of N-Strike that you based your entire nerfing career around. It was either the Maverick or the Nightfinder. And it really didn't get better than the Nightfinder, in my opinion. Because it did everything. You could make it into shotguns. You could make it do all sorts of stupid things. And it was one of the, it was the sniper pistol. Brass breech, this was your first brass breech right there. Just a barrel. Crayola barrels, anybody remember those? Let's see what the chat is saying. Even stock, its shooters are better than most N-Strike. 100 FPS was unheard of back, well, that's not true at all, Purple Cat. It's an S, super memorable. xshot micro of the day, what would Domo do with those internals? Probably a lot. It's climbing S tier. If the sender had the body of a Firefly, it'd be far better. I don't disagree with you, Furlandero. Spoon, hey, Walcom, I'm going to Midsummer HVC. It'll be my first ever. Anything I should know? Don't shoot at zombies unless they're coming towards you. Don't waste ammo. And stick with a friend or a team. I love the Nightfinder, super comfy, reliable, my first powerful, even if it was difficult to prime ever. This thing was better than the Fire Strike. Like, it was such a good blaster. Nightfinder was my first mod, swapped out the laser for an actual laser. I keep telling people it's a good blaster if they don't believe me. You can get these things. I want to do a modern mod on a Nightfinder. I'm surprised we don't have like all metal internals for the Nightfinder that you could just easily purchase. All right. This is the last part of the Unity power system. It's probably the most ill-loved of the Unity power system. This is the Scout IX3. Voting is now open. I'm going to say it right up front. This is one, the most attractive looking pistol Nerf has ever made, and two, is one of the comfiest grips Nerf has ever made. The only grips I think even come close are things like the Fate had a really comfortable grip, but the Scout, the angle, the way it felt in the hand, the way it spun, the slide, everything about this blaster is super nice, except for the performance. The performance is god-awful. And the weirdest part about this blaster is it was still part of the Unity power system. So you can actually stick it to the side of your freaking Titan, and you would actually push it forward, load a dart into it, and most of the time it would just snap off. Well, it was a pretty decent grab for an end strike rail. And then when you pull the Titan trigger, it actually has a little knob that pop out and pop the top rail on your Scout, which had an orange button that would fire the blaster, that would depress the catch as well as just pulling the trigger. So it's a weird blaster. It is also like super comfortable. Like I would like one of those as a micro flywheeler. Like that design is perfect. It literally is basically Nerf perfection. They did it right the first time with the Scout. I don't think I have a blue one. I think I have a blue Hornet and I have a blue Titan. I don't have a blue Scout. I would love to complete that set at some point. It was sold in the Unity power system. I don't think that average retail price of $20 is accurate. It was also only sold by itself. Hold on, we gotta pause that. It was also only sold by itself at Toys R Us, I believe. But yeah, it's awesome. It is really cool, except the performance was like, yeah. And it didn't really have mod potential because the slide and that made the plunger tube and everything smaller. It kind of sucked at that, unfortunately. Really, really nice looking blaster. Is it A tier? I don't know about that. Let me be clear with you. This better be S tier, chat. Because if this better be top of S tier, I don't think I'm voting open. I'm opening votes right now. It better be top of S tier. That A better switch to an S real freaking quick. S tier. The Longstrike CS6. There's not a single blaster Nerf has ever made since the dawn of the entire line that looks, feels, and works as good as the Longstrike CS6. And I say that in earnest. This thing took the weird bulbous random greebling that was on like the Stampede and just made it better. This is the sniper rifle everybody wanted. The Longshot existed for years before this thing. The Longshot looks like a freaking horrible monstrosity compared to the sleek elegance of the Longstrike CS6. This thing is bad. It is so good that it is bad. Performance is awful, as with most of these reverse plungered things, and it couldn't be modified like you could with the Longshot. But in turn, like the grip is awesome, the stock is awesome. Stock held 2 mags on top of that. The barrel is fantastic. The sight was good. Everything but performance. And guess what? Not only did people have conversion kits to put this into a basically like a Nightfinder inside this thing, but then they remade it in the modulus line with direct plunger internals. And yeah, it's the best. You fight me on that. I will gladly fisticuffs on a hill in the middle of a field 1v1 over my opinion of how this is the best looking, feeling, everything blaster. Let me look at it. Damn, that is damn sweet. Yeah, it's the best. Modulus one is great. Got it for Easter. It's fun to play with. I found one at Goodwill finally. I still don't have a barrel or a sight for it, but I have found the actual blaster now, so I'm pretty happy. Worker internals, yeah. This is a blaster I would pay $2,000 to have a fully machined one out of like aluminum or something. It's that good. It's so good. Like, I wish Nerf did stupid stuff like that. I wish Nerf was owned by Bandai. Back when the Nightfinder outranged everything. I mean, pretty much. It's the best. I love this thing. I don't know how anybody could ever look at the Longstrike and just not think that is the coolest look. You could stick that in any video game and people would just be like, hell yeah. It's so good. What a massively cool blaster. I wish they would revisit it. I really do. Oh, and then look at what's up next. I love this randomness. I'm also judging you on this one, chat. So, this is the Nerf blaster, right? If this doesn't make it the top of S, I'm going to be upset. The Maverick Rev 6 is the Nerf blaster. Whenever somebody thinks of Nerf, the Maverick is what... I want to know how many of these things they sold. because the Maverick is the most ubiquitous Nerf blaster to ever exist. The fact that Hasbro never took this exact same shell and just made the best possible thing they could, this should have been the first Pro Blaster. The same exact shell, same ergonomics, same prime, same everything but performance. The Maverick deserves it. This is the Nerf blaster, right? This is what you think of when somebody says the word Nerf. I still can't wrap my head as not being in icons. I know, well, they were selling it at the time. It's S tier. It's the best. Why? How would you not know? Again, you balanced your entire nerfing everything off the Maverick or the Nightfinder, but the fact of the matter is, the Maverick won. That war was already ended, and it was won by the Maverick. It is simply, like, it had the rotation on the trigger pull, which made reloading it. It had the swing out cylinder. It had the penny mod, where you literally just stack pennies behind the spring to increase the velocity. It was the best. It's probably the most modified blaster. Does it do anything now? No. That's not the point. The point is, it's the Maverick. And the Maverick is Nerf. And it deserved a much better fate than what it got. Speaking of which, let's talk about maybe one of the coolest blasters Nerf's ever made. This has been around for a while, right? This has been around in a couple of different lines. With the Magstrike AS10, despite the fact that it had clips, despite the fact that you couldn't really run around a whole lot with it without taping, like putting tape on the side to increase the friction on the clips, it's the Magstrike, man. This was like the fast fire, like you'd hit somebody 6 times, 8 times with one shot. Because you just had to go, and you were done. It was a dart tag blaster first. The dart tag ones are inferior to the yellow one. I don't know how the icon one stacks up with that, by the way. But the Magstrike AS10 in yellow, fantastic. Was it GDL the Wise, I think was his name, where he made a Magstrike connected to like an external air tank that he would fill up, and he'd just have 2 Magstrikes and just a dozen. I have so many Magstrike clips. I've sold so many Magstrike clips to people and given them away in trades and stuff like that, and I still have way too many. Your entire life could revolve around this one blaster. It was that good. Did it have the best range? No, but it was like the true SMG that was quick to reload, not the highest capacity, but if you got into like a 1v1 situation with a Magstrike, even a close like group, like as long as it wasn't too big, you dump it, the Magstrike, slam out the clip, slam a new one in. It was super quick and easy to use. And in back of it, it's basically overpowered. It really was. This thing is amazing. I don't know where you guys put it. A tier? I guess that's fair. Would you put it under the Rapid Fire? I think so, in a lot of ways. I think the Rapid Fire, like as a true sidearm, I think the Rapid Fire AS20 is better, but when it came to being a primary, I think the Magstrike was superior to it. Way faster reload, way easier to use. It deserves its place. I think it could be better. I'm starting to realize how many S tier freaking blasters are in N-Strike. The Longshot. The first blaster, opening votes now, the first blaster to ever use the clip system that we know and love was the Longshot in like 2006. And it is fantastic. It came with that worthless Longshot front gun. It came with that really terrible stock that you have to put like a CPVC pipe in to stop it from collapsing. But it was the sniper rifle, built-in bipod that you would immediately remove to put a pump grip there. It looked cool. It functioned. It's one of the most modded blasters, because this was the first time where people saw a Springer clip-fed blaster that also had a massive plunger tube for massive performance gains. Angel breaches, stuff like that. An absolute legend was the Longshot, to the point where you could still use it today if you wanted to. You wouldn't want to, but you could. This was the original like 200, 250 FPS magazine-fed blaster. Is so dumb. Is so good, so dumb. Had the best scope they ever made. I think the one that had the swappable lenses was better, but yeah, it's really good. Hey, Jacob. They even released it in Zombie Strike. They did, and they released it in Zombie Strike with like better stuff. Like the one that they released in the Zombie Strike line had all the fluff removed, so it was just a better blaster overall. And the blue one was better than the yellow one, because the yellow one would backfeed your darts. This one wouldn't. Mentioning the Angel Breach. Thank you, King Kavosha. Instant S tier. Yeah. I mean, I don't like it more than I like the Long Strike. but the long shot deserves everything. Now let's move on to this S tier. This is S tier. This is S tier. This is S tier. You can't convince me otherwise. I would think this would be the top of S tier. The Jolt, everything's a Jolt. Everybody knows that meme, and it's there for a reason. The Jolt S tier is the blaster that got me into Nerf. I had dabbled with Nerf as a kid, even a little bit more as like when I was a teenager and stuff like that. Well, after I'd played like Airsoft and stuff like that. The Jolt, I remember seeing it when I'd go to work before my shift. Before my shift at work, I'd stop by the game store in our town, and I would buy a couple of packs of Magic the Gathering. And I always saw the Jolt there, and I thought it was like a little tiny miniature pump blaster, air blaster, which at the time, air blasters were dumb to me. And I remember one day finally buying the Jolt, and it's like, this was a small tourist trap on the coast of Washington. So I think I paid like $10 for a single Jolt at the time. And I loved it. The first time I fired that thing across the store, I kept it. It was in my car for the rest of existence. The Jolt was one of the most powerful blasters, and it was also the smallest. And that made it the quintessential Nerf blaster to me. It fired better than the Maverick. It fired better than an unmodified Nightfinder. You couldn't really mod it, although there was like a Hillman spring that kind of fit inside the grip. But this thing, everything about its design, the way it looks, that Liberator-esque feeling, I really love the Jolt. And there's a reason why because it was like, after a while, it was like a $3 blaster. It came with every shape and color under the sun. It's a blaster that, like, look how many times it was this there. Then look at all the reshells, right? Look at all these reshells. This blaster did everything. There's not a single blaster in the entirety of Nerf, I think, that was ever made as much as the Jolt. Put upgrade spray, my Jolt hits 80 FPS. I can believe that. I mean, the micro shot ones hit 70 easily. Man, and every Jolt after this one, like when Elite 2.0 and stuff, they're all bad. I hate them. They don't capture the charm of the Jolt. Speaking of like not capturing the charm of the Jolt, let's go to the freaking glow shot. Voting's open, chat. I hate this blaster. I think it's terrible. It felt awkward. All it did was like lazily light up the shell. It did come in like 2 colors, by the way. I don't know if they, there was like a clear green plastic and then just a clear white plastic version. But yeah, it's like a very terrible, like Nightfinder style Jolt. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that like this thing that are a fan of it. I thought it was awful. I hated it. I didn't even like it in my video, I don't think. I always felt like that blaster was way worse. There are other blasters on this list that'll be similar to it that I think are way better. But yeah, the glow shell is not a very good blaster in my opinion. D tier, where it sadly belongs to me. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna try to vote it for D tier too. And see if I can't balance that out. I think it's worse than the Slingshot. Is it worse than the Snapfire? Heck yes, it's worse than the Snapfire. It's way worse than a Snapfire. That was a weird thing about it. It's honestly not a good blaster at all. It was worse than a Jolt. I don't know why people liked it. Thank you, Susanna. It was fine. I wouldn't say fine. I don't know why you'd say it's fine. The Bow Strike was better. The Jolt was better. The Snapfire was better. It wasn't a very good blaster. It's crazy how the Jolt held the crown for so long until the Cricket Pro. I mean, that's not even saying much because, like, the Jolt is still better than, like, the Ace and all those other cheap imitations of the Jolt. The Jolt is way better than those. I don't know why they tried to make the Jolt cheaper. Like, give me an all-metal Jolt already. Like, an actual all-metal Jolt. It's been cloned by so many people, too. This is a weird one. This is not a Nightfinder, but it's a cool-looking Nightfinder. This is the blaster you used if you really liked using the Mark 23 freaking Hush Puppy from Metal Gear Solid, because it looked like it had a LAM unit on it, even though it don't. And everybody tried to put a faux suppressor on this thing. It just does that. It's the Element. It basically was just a Nightfinder, slightly worse internals, slightly cooler grip, slightly cooler shell, held a ton of extra darts. I mean, it's fine. Is it like the best thing ever? No. Do I like it more than the Nightfinder? Yes. Was this my favorite Nightfinder derivative? Yes. The Element was really cool. It just looks, looking at the picture though, it reminds me of the Switch Shot too much. I think it's pretty good. I mean, this one I'd go for B tier. Yeah, I think B tier is fair for this one. Let's see if I can actually fight the chat on this one because they wanted an A tier. That one inbred Nightfinder. Well, that's not fair, medic. We have 4 of these hidden around the store. Love them. It is an amazingly cool little blaster. Again, I liked it more than I liked the Nightfinder. That's for certain. The blaster has more iconic than the Maverick, according to Hasbro. Yeah, it's in the icons line, but no. This thing is not even remotely close to being as iconic. Where did I put my bottle? Most Jolt reskins are bigger than the Jolt are mid. I mean, yeah, but they're like the... What was that one? Oh my god, the Zombie Strikes. Scavenger Jolt is the best Jolt. Never had an Element, but my friend's one is so comfy and powerful. It is definitely a cool little blaster. Talking about black sheep in the Nerf family. The Double Down. Few of you have probably ever held this blaster. They are ludicrously rare for what they are. I have a couple. It was a cool idea. Right? It was a cool double-barreled smart AR blaster, in which everybody would take out the smart AR system because it was like basically just unscrew the plunger tube and the piece would fall out and then you screw it back together and it was fine. Buff Daddy did a plunger tube replacement on one, which always made me jealous, but it just looked like a boomstick, right? The Double Down, not to be confused with the KFC sandwich, just looked cool. Nobody bought this thing. Nobody bought this thing. Nobody used this thing. It was fine. Honestly, in terms of like Nightfinder things, at least it has like the double, like you can prime it, fire it, prime it, fire it. It was a pretty good little last-ditch sidearm. It came out way too late. And yeah, it was overshadowed by the Sharpfire in every single possible way. $10 though, right? Yeah. This was another like Big Lots blaster. Pardon me. I like it. I don't think it's particularly good. Way too much work for what it is, but I do like it. I think B's fair for that one. It's not egregiously bad. It wasn't overpriced or anything like that. It had some mod potential if you wanted to put a lot of work into it. But yeah, it just looks like a boomstick. I think a lot of those, like, it was like everything that was sold at like Walgreens, Big Lots, Dollar General, that kind of thing. I think they all kind of fit in the same spot. It's a sawn-off. It pretty much is. It's Majek. Yeah, it's again, not a very common blaster. That's for certain. Frick. Here we go. All right, chat. All right. Let's talk about the biggest wasted potential in all of Nerf, shall we? Let's talk about the Deploy CS6. I really wonder where you guys are going to put this one. Voting is now open. This was the Magpul, like, FMG, but not. It did this, like, one of the coolest things, where it would collapse together into, like, a flashlight setup, and then you'd press a button, and the stock would shoot out, the mag thing would flip around, and the grip would shoot down. And then you had a really bad pump-action mag-fed thing. Even at the time, the Deploy CX6 didn't hit that hard. It was also very prone to jamming. It also had basically no mod potential. But it did the cool transforming thing, so everybody loved it. I remember seeing these things at the local game store for so much money and always wanted to get one. And I'm glad I never bought it, because by the time I actually got my hands on one, it was awful. The flashlight barely worked. Everything about this blaster was like, it's kind of cool. It's neat. But people freaking both love it and hate it for the same reason. It looked cool, it had a fun gimmick, and then at the same time, D for deployed here, I think, chat, it was like one of the worst, most jammy, most nonsensical blasters you could buy. I have a mint condition whiteout one. That's cool, thanks for bragging about that, Fallon. Performance Mod made a kit ploy for it. It shoots at 200 FPS, I did a video on it. Performance Mods made a kit ploy. I've never even heard of that. It was cool until my brother broke it. Oh, they also break really easily. That's another thing. I have like a couple of clear ones that are broken. I mean, S tier for this freaking chat. This chat. This like I don't know. That was like most divided freaking blaster. Let's talk about another blaster I don't really like, shall we? Oh, no, that's coming out. We already have it. This is actually a really cool blaster. I'm sure you guys will vote it terribly. The Bow Strike is one of the cooler single-shot Nightfinder Jolt derivatives. It was a front loader that when you primed it back, the bow arms would shoot out and a sight would flip up. And that happened every single time you pulled it back. So it feels amazing to use. It's also relatively comfortable, but it was still like, yeah, you could put a little bit of the stronger spring in it and a rebarrel and get a little bit better performance. It was way better than the glow shot or the whatever it was called. But nobody talks about this thing. I'm like one of the few people in the world that's like, I really like this blaster. It's so much fun to front load it, prime it, and see those pieces shoot out, and really put you in the game. And then when you fire it, they all collapse back. Oh my god, it's such a cool little blaster. What's the chat saying? They're probably still talking about the deploy. It's not great, it's just cool. That's good. That's a mellow take on it, I think. I have a kink for gimmicky blasters. I do like the gimmicks, and I think the bow strike is one of the gimmicks that was fun. When I like visually stimulating blasters, and the fact that like when you prime this little tiny blaster and those bow arms and stuff would shoot, it's so much fun. I think it's a really cool little blaster. B tier is probably fair for it, to be honest. Is it the best? No. But it's super fun. Super solid little blaster. It also came out like 2016, yeah. It's like one of the last N-Strike blasters ever released. Would I take it over a Jolt? Yes. I do like it that much. I think it's super cool. Whew. This is the blaster that I bought in college after I had gotten my hands on a Maverick, a Nightfinder, and a Recon. I went to Walmart and I picked up, and I remember this, I picked up a Barricade Rev 10, which was the first battery-operated Nerf blaster I ever got my hands on. Voting is now open. And I literally took it home, put batteries in it, fired it once, put it down, got back in my car, drove 45 minutes back to Walmart to buy a second one. I loved the Barricade. The Barricade is such a cool little blaster. Remember, this is before the strife and stuff like that. So people would actually take the stocks off long shots, cut it out, and use it as a magazine well for the Barricade. There were also mods where it's like people would like make it so like you could pull the front and the back of the Barricade apart and drop the cylinders because it wasn't meant to do that. They were on pins and stuff like that. There's so many interesting mods because at the time, this was kind of like the best. This was like the war horse of Nerf. And even now, it's like a 10-shot revolver flywheeler is still a really good idea. And the Barricade honestly delivered. I think the Barricade is... people say it's probably an A. It could be S. I honestly really think the Barricade does a lot. It even still does today. The problem is like the Stockade came out, they cheaped out on the batteries. The Barricade itself has some of the best motors. I said batteries. The Barricade itself has one of the best motors. And then when they went to the Stockade, they made them like little pancake motors, like what's in the new Destiny blaster, and it sucked. It sucks. It's a really good blaster that deserved a lot more love. But people did use them. And then the Strife came out, and the Raven came out. Nobody ever thought about the Barricade ever again, and it left itself into obscurity. Hey. It's Mr. Why does the barrel break not exist in the Elite line? Why did Nerf never go back to the Barricade? When you think of shotgun in Nerf, the barrel break almost always is the thing. And this is a blaster I had to fight to get my hands on. I think the first time I ever got my hands on a barrel break was Clowny. It's like, it can't be modded the way it works, and Nerf could make it really easily into Elite, but to try to convert what's there into Elite is like too much of a thing. But you press the lever and the barrels shoot out. You twist them down, you bend them down, and it primes the blaster like a sludge fire. And then you just load 2 darts into it, put the barrels back up, slide them back into the receiver, and you fire 2 darts. And it was break action. And it looks so cool. It looks so freaking... Why? It's the same awesome color idea they did with like the Stampede, but they did it better with the barrel break, and they just never... They reshelled it a bunch of times with different color schemes, but they never actually made an Elite version. And it's such a good blaster. Why did we never get a true Elite version of the barrel break? It's like Hasbro hates money. I don't get it. Hip fire this bad boy. I have a translucent red one, very cool, but pretty weak. Yeah, they're not Elite blasters. They're normal, and I'm surprised you guys put this in S tier. And I love it. Like, there's really, when it comes to just pure fun, you can't really do better than the barrel break. It is that good. It's honestly one of the best things Hasbro ever made, and then they just didn't do enough with it. This is going to be a weird one. I don't know where this is going to be. So I remember playing with one of these and thinking it was awful. And then I actually, when I was into Nerf, searched all over for a working one. And when I finally got one, I was really impressed. The Secret Strike AS1 is the smallest, like, air-powered thing. It's not the only one in this. There's actually an air-powered Jolt that I got my hands on, but it was one of the first. This is also, like, one of the most common blasters when you see, like, a ripoff. It's almost always, like, a weird Secret Strike derivative, and they made a ton of different color schemes on this one. I don't even think this is all of them. They have a ton. And it was like, oh, you can clip it to your backpack and never actually be able to take it to school because they'd always get confiscated. But tiny, powerful, like 3 or 4 pumps in this thing. It was an awesome little blaster. The problem is they break so easily. This is like the easiest, like most of the time when you find one of these things, they never hold air. Because like there's like a valve or something that gets like slightly crimped and just never works ever again. And people are putting it in C tier. That breaks my heart. It is a cool little blaster, but yeah, they do break so effortlessly. I love this one. Mine had an incredible seal, so I can pop it. And it doesn't take very much for all of a sudden this thing to just not work. It just go pop and then never working, and you're like, ah. I really like the Secret Strike. I think it's one of the coolest little things Nerf has made. I wish they do, again, another remake of it where it works perfectly fine. But no, Nerf hates money. I wonder what the rarest variant is, because I think I have most of them. And then finally, rounding out the bottom of the list. Hold on, give me a second. I gotta go to the... Oh, okay. So the thing with this blaster is, it was so much better than the Recon. It wasn't funny. And it also came with that utterly beautiful 18-round drum. But this was like one of the last N-Strike blasters to be released. And it was one of the... Not the first, but it did come out in the N-Strike Elite variants. And that was like a Target exclusive, and everybody wanted it because people really love that like C-clamp grip over the barrel pump action. I was never a fan of this thing. I didn't find it comfortable. I didn't find it particularly nice to prime. I always thought the Raider was better, but I was one of the very few. Obviously, this is like a HVZ staple. At the time, it was like one of the best HVZ blasters because it had Slamfire. It was mag-fed. It was compact. And it was pretty decently easy to mod. This was, of course, you know, reverse plunger, blah, blah, blah. But it honestly had a lot going. Plus you could put, like, you know, stock and stuff on it. It looked like a rifle. People really liked them. I was honestly, myself, never a fan. I thought it was pretty okay. But I remember modding a Alpha Trooper and then taking out the parts and putting them in my Raider and it being so much better. So much better. But you all seem to think it's like the greatest thing since Super Sliced Bread. So if it had a stock, maybe a yellow Raider stock, well, people, that's the thing. People actually bought the rare version of the barricade for the yellow stock just to slap it on their Elite Alpha Trooper, or their Alpha Trooper. I don't really like them. I think there's better blasters. It's definitely better than the Recon and stuff like that, but I didn't find it to be a particularly impressive blaster by any means. But I understand why people like it, so that's fine. Alpha Trooper, revolutionary for the time with a great 18-round drum. And you can buy this 18-round drum separately, by the way. Man, your guys' votes are way... Again, I don't think anything in the S tier isn't exactly S tier, but it just goes to show like why we love old Nerf and why we hate modern Nerf. Because, like, if you think about like where we started, we got the Stampede. That's S tier. We got the Long Strike. That's S tier. We got the Jolt. Of course the Jolt is S tier. It's one of the best blasters Nerf has ever made. That's why there's so freaking many of them. You got the Maverick. Of course that's S tier. You got the Nightfinder. I'd say it's S tier. It might be an A tier blaster, but I'd say it's S tier. I would hope it'd be S tier. You got the Raven. This is, despite the problems the Raven has, when this thing came out, even at the time, even after the barricade and stuff like that, before the strafe, the Raven was so good. It was like, oh my god, everybody loved the Raven, for good reason. It just was perfect. You got the Long Shot. Of course that's S tier. You got the Raider. Is that an S tier? I don't know. I think it is. Maybe it could be an A tier blaster, but that 35-round drum and that stock on top of Slamfire, it's like one of the first Slamfire blasters I really remember. So good. You got the Vulcan. Of course the Vulcan is S tier. Why wouldn't it be? The Recon? I don't know why the Recon's an S tier. I think it's like an A or B tier even. But it did have a lot of stuff with it, and it was super fun. We got the Titan. Of course the Titan in S tier. The thing is like the best thing Nerf ever made and they never did more with it. Why? Why did you not do more with the Titan, Nerf? You got the barrel break. Is that an S tier blaster? I certainly think so, but I would understand if it's a B or an A tier blaster. It's one of the most fun things. And again, why did they never do anything else with it? Why did they never even remotely try with a barrel break? You got the Alpha Trooper, arguably better than the Recon, maybe better than the Raider if you're more into it. You got the deploy. That shouldn't be there. You guys are just memeing. That's the thing, is like opening this up to everybody else. You guys, that's a B tier at best. Whatever. A tier, things are interesting. There's only a couple of A tier blasters. We got the rapid fire AS-20. I think that is a fantastic thing that unfortunately just like, it's a crapshoot. They either work really well or they don't work at all. I thought it was an amazing blaster. When you went up against one of these things, especially in close quarters, it was a nightmare. That thing would take out entire teams. The reason why the mag strike just wasn't as good is because the rapid fire was easier to pump, in my opinion, and it just, you could lower the rate of fire to get like slightly longer suppressive fire, or you could just turn it all the way up and just empty the thing into an entire crowd of people. It was awesome. It held more darts than the mag strike. So I think the rapid fire AS-20 is a better secondary than the mag strike is as a secondary, but I think the mag strike's a better primary than the rapid fire AS-20 is a primary. That being said, the mag strike is right underneath it, and that's where it belongs. The mag strike's so good. Is it good nowadays? The Buzzbee Destiny is the best when it comes to that, but it's still pretty darn good. The Scout, oh, it's such a nice blaster. The Scout is like the best ergonomic looking pistol Nerf has ever made. I don't know why they don't do like a nicer version of that one. Check your average vote. Oh, that's a little bit better. Why is interesting? Okay, we can talk about that in a little bit. This was the most vote. Okay, so that goes off precedence. I think that's a better way of putting it, haha February. Except for... Huh. Because, okay, so the most votes was literally just what got the most votes and won. But the average vote averages everything out. Let's see, okay, how do I feel about this one? Raven in A tier? I think the Raven's S tier. We got Stampede, Long Strike, Maverick, Long Shot, Jolt. See, the first thing that's S tier in here that I don't really think is S tier is the Nightfinder. A tier is jam-packed. I would say that this is very good. I would put the Titan above, and I would put probably, see, it's weird because the AS-20 is below the Mag Strike. I think the AS-20 is better than the Mag Strike for a lot of people. B tier's chock full, but most of this is good. Most of this is pretty good. That also takes care of our problem with the deploy, because then the deploy moves down to B tier, which is like, that's fine. Gimmick, fun, that's probably fair. I think that worked pretty good for the deploy. The Hornet being B tier is like, man, I want that blaster to be good so badly. And then like the things in DC, like C tier, like I don't think anything was actually like super bad. Like even the glow shot, right? The glow shot's okay. It's fine. Is it better than anything else on the list? No. The Sling Strike being the worst, like, yeah, but is it truly like the worst thing ever? I like the Sling Strike. I've played around with one. I honestly really enjoyed my time with it. The Thunder Blast, is it terrible? No. Is it good? No. Unfortunately. But, I mean, Sharpfire, yeah, it's a B tier. Spectre, that could go to C tier, honestly. Snapfire should be higher, in my opinion. That's interesting. Where's Longshot? It's right up, where is it? Where's the Longshot? I thought, oh, it's right there. It's between the Maverick and the Jolt. I kind of like how the average vote turned out. I think this is a lot more appropriate. That's way better, because like this one's like so jam-packed up at the top. But most of these I would agree with. Almost everything in S tier is pretty much S tier. This really just goes to show how good Nerf was and how far Nerf has fallen. Yeah, I think it should be an A tier as well, Waste, but, you know, people be people. Anti-votes, it's one of those blasters. Interesting. I honestly think this is it's a pretty good list. And N-Strike is just... there's a reason why we like these old blasters and why they feel so much better than what we've been getting. Like, you imagine, you pick one year, you pick like 2008, 2009 or something, and there's like 5 or 6 blasters in there you must buy. And you look at like 2021 from NERF, it's like, there's might be one thing you want. Like 2022, there's one thing from NERF you want. And now it's like this year, it's like, what do we have coming out this year? We have the Galactic Commander. Ooh, it might be good. And then you got a bunch of derivatives of blasters you don't care about. Will they sell? Maybe. Are you excited for them? Not really. And it sucks, because it's like, we used to be so excited for this stuff, and nowadays it's like, it's so hard to be excited, because like, you don't get the same things. Like, it's just not, they could literally just reshell the Long Strike as a pro blaster and everybody would buy it. I just don't get it. I saw most of the leaks. I don't really think they're worth really talking about general. There's like 2, maybe 3 Buzzbee blasters that didn't look very exciting. What else? I think that was pretty much all I saw. I'm trying to remember. I know I saw like 3 or 4 things. Pro is dead, all on clearance. Yeah, it kind of looks like that way, silly. How do you think Icon is doing? Should it continue? No, it's been gone forever, Pog. They cheaped out on everything trying to bring those blasters back. You can only invent the wheel so many times. This is true, but they're like, whoever did the design language for things like the Long Strike deserved to stay around longer. Oh, the Dude Perfect bow reskin. I forgot about that. That's actually kind of cool. That they're doing like, what is the Dragon Ember bow or whatever it's called, which is just a Dude Perfect bow again. Dude Perfect bow is pretty fun. I'm kind of glad there's another one coming out. Now I can get stocked up on arrows again. Wait, do we not have an actual pro sniper? We really don't right now. The closest thing we got is the Adventure Force Jurassic Park trank gun thing. And it's not very good. Those arrows are annoying AF. Maybe. That makes me want to turn... I really wanted to take one of those and put it on a cross, like turn it into an arbalest. And I think I might actually do that with the new one. Oh yeah, the never released Rebel bow, when they're going to make the Rebel Big Bow, and they never did it. Yeah, I think I saw that, haha, February. I mean, I save all these anyway, so there's no big deal. I honestly think the average vote turned out a lot better. And I was right. I don't think 100 seconds was enough. I think we should have went farther. But yeah, I think this is way more accurate, because this was not S tier. I don't care how frisky you're feeling. This is not S tier. I'm sorry. It's just not. It never will be. Well, that went by. Their legacy deserves a modern performance revamp, but they've never used generic cap darts. It's so weird. NERF is such a weird... Like, Hasbro's a weird company. I feel like xshot's doing the perfect balance of fun and performance. Like, they'll give you the unicorn... Master Riz Blaster Corn or whatever it is, and then they'll also give you the AEB. Let me check. There's the xshot swords, the stupid, oh my god. Oh, should we talk about the new Ward reskin? Actually, I think people are like, oh, I don't think it's actually a Ward. It is. Let's talk about this frickin' garbage real quick. I am so angry this exists. I'm irrationally angry that this exists. What do you mean? There we go. This is a sin against God. Pump action Ward. You know how we can tell it's a Ward, chat? It's that right there. It's the exact same blaster. Actually, I think these might be spaced apart a little bit differently, to be fair. But that plunger tube, and then like you got a pump action 2-shot. pump action, front-loading 2-shot. They could put 6 barrels there if they wanted to and make this an actually good blaster. Nope. Pump action, 2-shot. It's the $15 ward. I'm calling it. This is a $15 blaster from Hasbro. Maybe $12.99. I'm guessing $14.99. I don't have a ward near me to check to see if the barrel spacing is different. This looks different. This is the same. This looks different. The return of the technician. Yeah, it pretty much feels like that. Is N Series going to be better than Elite? Not at this rate. No, not even close. This is a sin against God. This blaster shouldn't exist. I don't understand Hasbro. I really don't understand Hasbro. Why does this exist? Like, it's not like the styling is bad, right? Like, I think the styling looks good for a flywheeler, but then it's like, even if it was like a rotating turret, anything. But no, it's like they're gonna waste all of this on a ward. We can tell from the plunger tube it's a ward reshell. I don't get it. And then you have the terrible linkage that goes between the pump grip and the ring pole on the ward. Oh my god. No, Hasbro. You can't defend them. Oh, well, we just like really reusing our cheap blaster. So that way when you go to the store, you have multiple choices for terrible cheap blaster. Our $5 blaster is now a $15 blaster. Our $5 blaster is now a pack of 3 for $20. And we can make all of the money from all the people that don't know it's the same blaster over and over and over again. You gotta remember this is for kids and or stupid people, not us. That's the problem. When you go back, right? When you go back to this, what on this list is as bad as anything Hasbro does right now? What on this list is for kids and stupid people? Nothing. It's all good. It's all good in some way. Even the things that are like derivative are still pretty good. The glow shot is still okay. The bow strike is still okay. The Snapfire, these are all different blasters that are different things. Even when you look like the Element, the switch shot, the Nightfinder, all of those are like, they still all do things differently that people will rate differently in how much they like something. I hate the fact that we go from these kinds of generations where it's like, there's still 30-something blasters here that are all pretty cool in their own way, to this. It's a pump action ward. $15, please. No. This is why I can't, I want this company to wake up. The ward's not even a bad blaster. It's just like, the top breaker was like the most egregious thing I've ever seen, where it's like, it's a ward, but with a fake piece of plastic on the front of it. What else we got? xshot has a little target coming out that looks like one of those cheap Chinese things you find all over Amazon. Hopefully it's better than that. The Pyro Strike bow. I don't know, man. I don't really see anything exciting right now. How much is this? I can't get past this ad that popped up. Yeah, it won't tell me. But yeah, I egregiously, I hate what NERF is becoming, because it used to be so good. Like, we could all argue over which one of these blasters, like, some will be higher, some will be lower. People like these blasters for different reasons, right? There's so many blasters in here that got lower scores than I would give them. There's so many blasters on here that have higher scores than I would give them. And then we go to like NERF today, where it's like almost everything is garbage. And it just sucks to see it happen. Have you made a NERF zombie video? I have a 2-hour-long NERF zombie video. What are you talking about? I feel like NERF is just reskinning being really cheap there, good quality over quantity, and it's sad. Because the Long Strike was good, the Maverick was good. And like, you could take a blaster like the Ward and just give it like a, bolt action with a longer barrel that actually seals with the dart. And there's so many ways you could do this, and they just don't. Is there a half dart jolt? You've got the Dart Zone Solo, and you've got the Cricket Pro. Hey, Walcom, could you convince me to grab a Stampede for Backyard House Wars and run stock? I mean, if you got it for $10, sure. Takes like C cells or D cells though, so be prepared to spend $30 on batteries. Takes like 6 or 8 of them too. It's nuts. The Cricket's one of the best blasters you can buy right now. I wish they'd remake the Alpha Trooper. Those are cool. I wish they'd remake all these blasters as Nerf Pro. Like, they really could if they wanted to. They just choose not to. 6Ds. Go ask your mom. She might have some floating around. That was the, what's it called? I don't even care. I'm not even going to dignify this freaking piece of garbage with a name. It's garbage. I don't know. Like, and that's the other thing. Is like, as a content creator, it sucks. It's like, how am I supposed to do a video on this? You just can't. Oh no, the Stampede. Could you rewire to have a battery tray like the... Yeah, you could rewire it. Let's see. 6 times 1.5 volt. I think that's why you have to use like a 4S LiPo with it. The D batteries from... it's not an unfair thing, Jack. I mean, your dad might have some in a mag light somewhere, but your mom certainly probably knows where the D batteries are. Actually, nowadays, that's not true, but back in the day. I'm sorry to hear that, Jasper. You'll have to smuggle some across the border. The good news is almost most of Canada where people live is right near the American border, so... Stampede will take a 4S better without burning, although you need to beef up the springs. Yeah, and I think it's because, what, 6 times 1.5? I can't calc that in my head. I'm pretty bad at math. 9 volt? Interesting. I would figure it'd be higher than that. Because I know, like, I put a Stampede on 3S and it didn't really work. I don't know about GOAT. Have a good night, haha, February. Is Nerf Mega? Yeah, Nerf Mega's been gone for a while. Would you recommend the Solo or the Cricket? I would recommend the Cricket. I think the Cricket's better. Probably not long for Nandero. We'll probably see it before the end of the year. I'm fairly certain the Stampede motor. It is a massive motor. You have any retaliators laying around? Several. The spring can be doubled up with the Stampede stock spring for decent boost. Well, that was fun. I actually think I was a little worried, but I think I liked how that turned out with the average vote. I'm sure a Nerf Mega tier list will come eventually. Is that TMNT Sweet Revenge skin worth dropping almost 20 euros? No. No. No, it's not, Jack. No, it's not. I wonder if they will release more Rival. Looks like Rival's gone. Have you seen the Lethal Dynamics double-barreled shotgun? I have not. Oh, it's not on Etsy anymore. That's right. Printables. What's it called? It's got a lot of different stuff here. It's called the Barnacle. Maybe I have seen that. I can't find a direct link to it. Interesting. Is it on there? Like, it's not on printables from what I looked at. Here's the Barnacle. I think I did see that. Links in their bio. Okay, hold on. How do I find their bio? Printables at. Okay, there we go. Let's check this out. So, let me put the chat over here. That's interesting. It's got a short-handed version, too. I love his design language. His design language reminds me a lot of like what you see in the new Marathon game or like Cyberpunk. I like the mix of like flat angled edges with some minder rounding in places. You got the pistol, you've got the rifle. Double barrel with 2 acceleration tracks, staggered triggers, optional long stock and long barrel, lots of greebles, fun reload. Let's see what we got going on here.
Right, this is Barnacle, which is very much just a double barrel shotgun. It's 2 stringer blasters side by side, very similar.
That's a design challenge.
But it's 2 of them. 2 barrels means 2 strings, which makes flick priming a lot harder. So if you're printing the shot barrel version, you probably won't be able to flick prime this if it's strung relatively tightly. So if you want to do that,
if you count color variants, Alexander, there's a ton.
double barrel version.
That's pretty sick.
Violent, but it has internal reinforcements with separate parts that are printed flat, so it should hold. No fingers crossed.
You mind, this is like no hardware, it's just string and printed parts.
Yeah. As you saw, you can make this long barrel version, you can make this short barrel version without a stock, and you can mix and match between them. So
I love the way that, it reminds me so much of something from like Starfield.
Stick, you can do that as well. Looks very super shotgun-esque, it's very square, there's little greebles all over the place. I even put in this little chip.
I don't know how I feel about the little chip greebling and stuff on it, but
stuff. There's pipes around it.
I don't know how I feel about that either.
Like a video game prop.
Again, it looks like it's straight out of Starfield or Cyberpunk.
Stuff on this. I just wanted to like go to town a little bit with greebling because this blast itself is very simple, and then you can make it a steampunk prop or something like a painted up maybe. Right, function. We've got this little lever up there, very easy to reach, which unlocks the whole thing. The priming is done with 2 individual slides.
I gotta print one of these things out.
Individual parts.
So here's the thing. I kind of want this to be mag-fed. I know, heresy.
To get up there.
Do you think the Darts on Magnum is good? Yeah, I think it's a pretty good blaster set.
The trigger works by having these little slopes.
Ah, okay.
The trigger grabs into and pushes outside.
Oh, it's actually 2 triggers.
This works like that.
Not bad.
Interested in the technical part. You can use single short darts or long darts. Doesn't matter because it's.
I kind of want one mag-fed.
I made the loading port quite big, so if you got big fingers or gloves on, you should still be able to at least use your index finger or something.
Yeah, Sandy, you did. We're done. You're about 2 hours late.
Entire thumb, so should work all right for you. There's
Sounds pretty good.
Triggers which are slightly staggered, so you can. If you train a little bit with this thing, you get pretty good control over it. But of course, if you want, you can just.
I vote we have like an event where you can only use stuff from Lately Dynamics. I have a feeling that would be like one of the most fun Nerf wars there is.
Not really.
It's like for sub 100 FPS, I think it's about as good as it gets.
Yeah, this texture is also quite good in my opinion. In case you're interested, this is G-Tech.
Keep in mind you can dual wield this. Keep in mind you can dual wield this.
So
oh my god, that would feel so good. Dual super shotguns.
White, gold, and dark would always go well.
Most games have a matches where it's only front loaders and stuff. Former gamer.
Your little super shotgun boomstick or whatever.
Do you put the long barrel on the short on the grip without the not the sawn off, but like a long barrel but no stock?
Yeah, get the files.
So yeah, I wonder if I could ever like pay this guy money to just make me the lever actions from Marathon, the double shorty. Oh my god. That's that. Okay, I actually did it over here. Let's see. Let's go. Anemone silly shell hand cannon. How does that? Does it have like a rod that just punches the back of the? How does it do that without a plunger tube? That's interesting.
Hi there. Today I want to show you the Anemone, which is my single shot silly shell blaster. Very similar to wild style, but not quite a wild style. You inject your shells like that, and it uses no hardware besides spring. So every gasket inside there is made out of spring, which makes it.
I'm sorry. What?
Very cheap to build, and you can build them en masse and just have a bandolier of them. And they work really well. Quite violent sometimes.
Oh my god, that's so much better. It's not even funny.
Oh
my goodness.
Just for testing.
Oh my gosh.
So it works well. It's well iterated. Ignore the beta. It's not released.
Oh man, that's
can
cool.
Fire pretty much anything a silly shell can fire. And you can adjust the power fairly freely. Just depending on how many strings you manage to put.
All of the
there,
gaskets are 3D. I mean, I know blasters that do that, but you'd have to print in TPU, right?
And it reaches very high draw settings. So, differences.
It's called the
to,
Anemone.
Wild style, because I wanted to originally modify the wild style.
I want his rig. I really want his rig.
So you can eject it with your firing.
Oh my god.
And another really big difference is that it has a sear mechanism instead of a sliding catch. That may not tell you much, I don't know, but it makes the trigger pull pretty smooth and very light.
I wonder, it doesn't say, does it? It doesn't say anything about TPU needed.
The ejection isn't particularly strong, but just strong enough to actually get the shells out and clear the whole thing.
Oh my goodness, I love it.
Something different.
I absolutely love it. Oh no.
If you want to,
what's the velocity with a Mega XL, I wonder? Elastic rings? Or elastic cord for O-rings? Wow.
All Mega. This is really fun. I should run a game like that. If I had one, there's no games. Pretty sad. But as you can see, you can get pretty fast with reloading this thing.
Oh. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, I need a couple. Okay.
Hello and welcome to making. So
I want to see.
You take your bit of string you got, and for the main seal O-ring deal,
this dude maxed out the elastic band tech tree.
Here.
Who the hell makes a gasket like a seal out of? I guess it's still made of rubber.
Cut it there. So I'm gonna do that.
Oh my god.
With my little scalpel, so I have a that flailed rhythm and the rest is all the 6mm pin that's more of a crash pillow. So it.
Oh my goodness.
Burring this just slightly, but you still want
How?
this to be.
How is this a thing?
Like
double barrel. I want double barrel. No, it's all printed, Foul. Everything is printed. It uses a printed plunger tube with using elastic as the seal, like the O-ring. Everything's printed. So the only other time I've seen this is stuff like the stuff that Bobo Innovations made, like I swear to God, I have it like right over here somewhere too. But the Blaster 1942 and his trigger, whatever it's called, those things use printed plunger tubes and stuff.
So,
oh my God.
I have.
Oh my goodness.
Carryable nuke war one, and it's like a grenade launcher thingy, like with a spigot on the front for a missile.
This dude's insane. This is so insane.
I'm planning to one last round.
What the hell?
And that by pulling it, you just stuff the ends down.
Oh my goodness. And that's all printed. You don't need any other hardware. I've seen... What? I haven't seen this. What?
Hi there, today I'm releasing the Moray, which is a pump-action mag-fed stringer, which would be one of many if it was a Springer, so yeah, there's no Springers made of this yet, so new and cool.
100 FPS. All printed. Wait, what are the mags?
It's pretty compact, size-wise, it's just a little bit smaller than a Nexus Pro X, actually quite small. Collapse in stock. About that size.
If there's ever a creator in the hobby that deserves all your love, it's this guy. He's just, I mean, everything I printed out from him has been fantastic. Like the maracas, which I've barely shown off, like I use those a ton.
This is a kalium mag, like the other word for potassium, by Vanticles.
Okay, so you have to still make a mag.
Right, let's just shoot it.
Which I'm pretty sure mags require... Wow. I'm pretty sure the mags require PETG springs. Again, for like the high performance only crowd, you're not gonna like this. But I tell you that like a Elite only war would be amazing. Because like everything's gonna be hitting around the same velocity.
You can also do it like this. Should be a gravity drop, yes.
That's incredible.
Feels very clicky, very satisfying. The whole thing has
all these are pins. There's no screws.
a bit of texture all over it, so it doesn't feel as smooth and featureless as my earlier designs. Grip is also very good, in my opinion. So it's not
what a
too
freaking
gigantic,
madman!
but you can.
See, like Corsair's great. I've never done the little pistol one. I kind of want to now. I've seen the Kopesh. I wasn't super into it. I've seen the Harmony, and I was very curious how that worked. Oh. What's the Hush? I actually don't know anything about this one. Bullpup mag fed? Interesting. Dart Zone Solo Pepper Box? What? Silly shell belt. Let's see this. This is cool. This is cool. He's got a lot. Ragefire ammo box. Why does that whole thing look like it's got a completely 3D printed? Why does this look like he took the Ragefire and made a completely new body for it? Wow, I've never really seen most of his stuff. Low hardware flip-up irons. Micro pistol, cricket. Voltmeter expanded battery door. Lepis blaster cosmetic kit. It could use it. Picatinny hat. Because of course there's a Picatinny hat. Battle rifle. kit. This is all free. You just download and print it out. Wow. Why can't I find half the stuff he has here? Oh, because these are in the store. Okay, so these are all. Oops. These are all in his free stuff. This is when he's selling stuff. Prawn. I don't think I've seen the prawn before. I just did the revolver, the replica barnacle. I got a barnacle. I'm gonna barnacle. I'm gonna barnacle. It's gonna happen. What is the melody? I mean, he's already done the revolver, so he might as well do the horizontal. So what's the prawn? What makes the prawn different from like the other ones he's done? Like the Corsair. It's just not bolt action? Or it's not flip? Oh, it's 704. I didn't even realize it. Sorry, I'm like deep diving down this. I'm gonna barnacle. That's gonna happen. I didn't really like the Gisela. I did buy the files for it. I'm gonna barnacle though. But the anemone. Oh my god, the anemone. This is amazing. I will check them in a bit, Solanese. Like, honestly, out of these, chat, what ones do you think I should do first? I'm thinking anemone, but I might do barnacle. It's one of the two. I think it has to be one of those. I kind of wish this guy would do like the half and half, where it's like he'd have stuff with actual plunger tubes. I know he's so hell-bent on the lower end. I really want to see him do like a full fat blaster that's like as low as hardware as he can get. Could you imagine how something like this with just a plunger tube, like a plunger tube you could buy off Amazon? Check out the master key. Where's the master key? I didn't actually see a master key here. I mean, double-barreled anemone has to happen, right? It's on the free page. Oh, Mega Master Key. Here's $1 for the ARX 7. Yeah, ARX 7. That's interesting. Oh my god, that's really interesting. Wow. Wow. Where's the pick rail hat? It's on the free. It's right down... Where was it? Right here. Blaster? Harry the Blaster! This pepper box is really cool. What an absolute madman. And I want you to think about it really carefully. All you need is filament and some bungee. You don't need anything else to make all of these. And one thing of bungee from Amazon, like $10 bungee, will build multiples of every single blaster here. No screws, no nothing. What printer do I use? I've got multiple Bamboo Lab printers. I don't recommend buying a printer right now because of the tariffs, but yeah. I really like this replicant. I just wish ergonomically it was a bit better. I might take the nail clipper out for a spin now. I kind of like the bullpup pistol. I'm sure you can, except for like Joann's Fabrics and stuff just went under. If there's stuff, go to my It's Time to Get a 3D Printer video. I have what I use linked in the description. All of his blasters are bungee powered, yeah. And they're all no hardware. The only hardware is the bungee. Everything else is 3D printed. The pins are all 3D printed. Everything's 3D printed. Man, that's cool. What an unsung hero of foam flinging. That's insane. Again, it's crazy. Like, I don't think it's said enough, the fact that you don't need to have, like, a crazy expensive hardware kit. You just need a printer and some bungee. The Hush 2 is quite compact and powerful. Well, I think they all pretty much hit the same velocity, right? All of his designs, despite having no local games. Yeah, I feel that. What an absolute legend. Definitely one of the best creators in the hobby. Deserves everything and then some. All of this out of the mission of just making stuff that is low hardware to no hardware. That's nuts. What a crazy, crazy dude. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to get my hands on the anemone and barnacle. The barnacle's just too cool. That's why you need a 3D printer. This is why you have 3D printers. Good suggestion, whoever told me to check out Lidl's stuff. I didn't know there's so much new stuff on there. What's the prawn do? I really like the look of it. Very accurate. I mean, it looks like good. It would. I mean, Bungie stuff usually is pretty accurate. I think we did. Pardon me. I'm sorry. I'm tired. This is all on printables. So for those of you looking to get into it, it's all on printables. There we go. Spring Thunder shells being used in modern blasters? Not anymore. Not really. Spring Thunder shells were perfect. And honestly, there's still a lot they could do. The wild style really only took off because it's newer, so it's compatible with more ammo types. They're also bigger, which could be a downside. I think I'm gonna do the anemone. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling it too, Jack. It's been a long week. Oh, anything else? I think we're pretty much good, right? Coat hanger or Javelin Max? Javelin Max. I don't know where I put mine. I think it's over at the range, but yeah, the coat hanger is cool. Javelin Max is better. Way more bang for your buck with the Javelin Max. I think I bought the files for the Gisela, then never did anything with it. What are the videos planned this week? Man, right now, my everything has been screwed. So, there's a reason why there hasn't been videos. Hopefully I'll get everything. I've got the Metal C330. I've got the SBL2. What else? I want to finish the video I have on Hyper. I have a Hyper retrospective. I should do the Matrix thing. I just don't know how much I can get out of that video. I'm going to have to try it, though. I have some talkie videos I want to do that I haven't filmed that are in my head. We'll see. We'll see what I can do. we'll definitely have those, the SPL2 and the C330. Oh, and the Mangzong. That should also be cleared this week. Giselle's lever. If we go to the store. Lever action. I think it can do both, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was the idea, is that it does both. The mag-fed one. Me too, Bean. We'll see what happens. Been kind of in a funk. Yeah, wild styles are kind of the default right now, since there's really nothing competing against it. There should be more Nerf dumpster diving. I just haven't procured more blasters. I do have one coming, but the stack, I had like 4 or 5 that Classic For Real sent in that I can't find, that I wanted to do videos on, and I have no idea where the heck they are. It's bothering me. Ultra is the next series overview, but I have like a side video on Hyper, since there's not really a whole lot there. That's the thing, I've been kind of in a funk, Jacob. I've tried. I've done a lot of work behind the scenes, and I have a couple of sponsor videos that I finished up. So I'm going to have videos out this week, and I'm hoping I can fix the not having videos for the first part of the month. I can't believe it's already the freaking 10th. I want to do more dumpster diving. I just have to wait. I'm hoping I should get in the Amazon affiliate check from the first couple of dumpster divings, and that'll give me some war funds to purchase some interesting things off Amazon. Can you review the MHP LMG? I have one. It doesn't work. That's been my biggest problem with it. I don't know if I'll ever actually get a video out on it, to be honest. Because it don't work. The one I was sent just never worked. Darts coming out backwards and stuff out of it. Or it jams, both. Oh. Look up generics, found an knockoff Heineken bottle, try. Oh yeah, no, I've seen those. Three days from now, happy birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Classic For Real. I don't know why you keep trying to give me credit for your bad habits. I know, because you guys, like, you, Foul, and Classic For Real are the 3 people I talk about the most, I think, on streams. You guys want me to quit? I'm gonna see what the wife is doing right now. Solony sent me, okay, I see that. Ivan sent me Anime Robocop, love Ivan. Abquintic talked about DNS stuff. And then I have a tag in my secret channel. Yep. Oh, that's why Solony's wanted to show me the barnacle stuff. This month is flying by, but to be totally honest, I've been having a blast going through your older videos. Even got me to buy a couple of Nerf lots the past week. Oh, that's good to hear, Jacob. Thanks for going back and look at that older, bad content. I appreciate it. Man, the views on YouTube plummeted. I'm a little worried. We'll see what happens. I gotta actually make videos, but yeah, it's been bad. YouTube changed something a couple of weeks back, and everybody I'm talking to is feeling it. I would say they're pretty bad. You think I'll ever review the Infinus for modding? I don't think I'm good enough to mod an Infinus. They're pretty difficult. Aren't Chili Stills bungee powered? No, they're not bungee powered. Back for my burrito mission? Oh, that sounds good. You didn't really miss anything. I don't know. I don't know if I wanted to stop quite yet. I know every single time I just don't do Nerf anything, my subscriber numbers plummet. Well, thank you, Jacob. Yeah, has YouTube changed something? Because I've been getting subscribed or getting suggested a lot of really young channels on YouTube, most of which are not great. Although I found, but like, yeah, my views went like super steady, and then it's like now they're terrible. Like when I upload a video, it did fine, but the older views that just dropped off a cliff. I don't know what's going on. Is the chibi girl on all your live stream thumbnails your wife? No, that's like an image character that Solon. I don't know why I want to say Solonese so much. That Slater made for the channel. We want to make it a VTuber thing for her. Whatever happened to the default, I still have it in a box. I could finish it at some point. I just haven't felt the urge. Well, thank you, Jude. I'm gonna annoy the crap out of you guys because I just don't want to stop. I'm gonna wait for like dinner or something. So I don't know what's going on here. Why did that just like fall off a cliff? I don't know why that just like blanked out on me. I might just kill some time and answer some questions. But I'm going to do it while playing RuneScape because screw you guys. Because I know this is how I watch. I'm like going to check my subscriber numbers. Okay, now I'm going to stream RuneScape for 15 seconds and see what happens. Because I can answer questions and do random RuneScape stuff at the same time. Because that's just what we do. Why do you keep throwing me under the bus? Not everything is throwing you under the bus, okay? Sometimes I'm like giving you credit for things you clearly did not do. And I don't think that's necessarily throwing you under the bus. I'm gonna do like a couple of Moons of Perils because I can. So if you want to know how to run Moons of Perils like a semi-pro, I have not seen Gundam G-Quacks yet. It's on my list. I can't find the unsubscribe button. That's how it goes, man. I used to actually, I'd love to just like sit here, chill, play video games, and some Nerf stuff. Every single time I do it, people just unsubscribe in mass. It was like the worst thing I could do on my channel was like a video game, and it's like most people play video games. I don't quite get it. We'll do that. Something. Can we make this fit? Is it because this window's like slightly not kosher? Wow, that was really glitchy. Foam fling is increased to 100. All right, hold on. We're like almost there. Perfect. I have heard of Ultra Kill. I've never played it. Perfect grade unicorn. I've built everything but the weapons for it. I still haven't done that. And honestly, after the move, I don't know if I even have all the parts for the weapons still in there. Do you still have your worker red long shot? I do. It's right above me. Did you get around a perfect grade? Okay, I did. How dare you? I'm not allowed to enjoy myself. It's just not possible. This is pretty much everything I need. I got my... Yep, nope. We'll go bust up some Moons of Peril. I'm like 40 chests dry on this, so I'm hoping the streamer luck kicks in. That would be great. Because I'm really not liking the fact that like, I think it's been like 15, 20 chests since I've gotten over like 20,000, like 20k out of a chest. It's been awful. Well, thank you, Bean. I I had like another channel. Gaming is so oversaturated, and I don't think I'm particularly good at it, so. I don't have one. I've talked to the creator, and the creator's like, you know, hey, I'd like to send you one, but I can't right now. So I do want one. I need to get that Pac-Man long shot. It has to happen. See, the cool thing about Moon's Apparel is that all of this stuff is free. These potions I'm going to make, they're like super combat / prayer potions, and they're completely free. I don't have to spend anything on them. What was it? Tag offered to send me his Ling Long, to which I told him like it would be kind of like I'd have to like send him money and stuff for it, and I also don't want to be responsible for it. You know what I mean? I would buy it off of him. I don't know. I thought about it, but honestly, I'm like not in a hurry to get my hands on one. Now we got to get food, so we take a fishing net. We're going to drop one of the potions. It's probably because people aren't used to you playing video games for your channel. I mean, I actually used to a lot. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, every single time I like streamed a video game, even if I'm sitting here talking about Nerf, if I was doing anything that wasn't just sitting here staring at the stream, I'd get like every single time I live stream, I'd lose like 30 to 50 people. Oh, Tag's yelling at me. He's offering to give it to me. Man, Tag, I mean, I really do want it. And it would make it really easy for me to give you a huge shout out. Because I really want that blaster. I just don't feel comfortable taking something for nothing. I can at least give you a big moist shout out. Sorry, I wasn't trying to throw you under the bus, buddy. I didn't mean it like that. I appreciate the offer. I'm usually not one to take something for nothing. Unless you're like a company, and then which I'm doing a job for you. World's smallest Vulcan. I thought about getting those. We gotta use the spear for this guy. I thought about getting the new ones. Activate our prayer. Stab this thing. Stab it lots. It's weak to stab. Stay on the sun so you don't get screwed over because he hits you with a thing that lowers your accuracy. Pro tip, nobody else is going to do this. You wait for this to slightly get past your character, and then you click on this square right here. Notice how everybody else is doing something different? Yeah, they're dumb. I'm smarter. I've mastered this after eating this thing several times. Just wait for it to slightly pass your character, click on the inside of that triangle. It's so much easier. I don't know why I'm the only person who does it. Maybe you could review a tier list created tonight one time. Review the tier list? I thought about transferring that into a full-length video. I don't know how it would do, though. That's not a bad idea, though, because at least at that point, like, I'm not going based off... It's what you guys all voted for, right? So maybe I could. It might not be a bad idea. I have... Now we get to do the best part, which is just slapping this guy. You just click where it shows up. And that's why I swapped to my axe, because it hits a lot harder. I'm not worried about attack speed. It's like a rhythm game. Super easy. Vappy doesn't have a heart. They do, it's just made out of water. Did I seriously miss that one? And there we go, that's the first moon done. We eat one of our bream, we take a sippy off our potion, we switch to the bonkers, and we're gonna bonk the heck out of the next one. This is the Ling Long. It is a break action, another break action tournament looking like competition pistol thing. It's really freaking cool. And now we're bonking. We're bonking the blue moon. This is the worst one. I hate this one. Turn off our prayer. run to go turn these things back on and not get hit by the little tornadoes. Now we wait here. As you obliterate a boss. I mean, I've done, this is like number 200 and something. I've done this quite a few times. Bonking the blue moon. I mean, I am bonking the blue moon. I just really, this is the worst one in my opinion. Most people don't like the blood moon. $100 jolts versus 1 xshot insanity combo blaster. The problem with the xshot insanity blaster is it doesn't really do anything once you combine it together. Now it took my weapons. I have to kick the crystal to get my weapons back. Technically, I don't think you actually have to do this because even when you get your weapon back, like at the end of the thing, he gives you the weapon back anyway. So what exactly is the loss of not doing this? I always wondered about that. One more. Oh, I grabbed the wrong helm. I just realized I grabbed the wrong helm. Oh well. Blue moon down. And now we do the blood moon, which nobody likes. Honestly, it's not that bad. It's hard the first couple of times, and then once you get into it, it's easy. I have well over 100. I have a lot of jolts. So this one, when you see the little globs of health, like blood come out of you, it's stealing health from you. And if it does 3 in a row, which it can do sometimes, it heals for like 1 billion, and it sucks. That's why you have to have good armor. Just not get hit by it. And these blood jaguar things is... You gotta wait for the huddle to stop bouncing and then click away. It's really not that hard. But the first couple of times you do it, it's really difficult. So you wait for it to stop jiggling, you click on the puddle, and you click on the jaguar. And that's how you know the timing. Otherwise, he'll hit you and... Oh, see, I just stepped on it. Otherwise, either the jaguar will hit you, or you'll get hit by the puddle. Swap to our dagger and just DDS spec it, because... That was redundant. Dragon dagger spec. Now I'm just throwing. But there we go. Blood moon down. And now we go open the chest of disappointment, which could give us either something worth 10 million, which is almost a half a month of play membership, or nothing. And let's be fair, the last 30, 40 chests have been nothing. Massive jolt unboxing. Yeah, this is old school RuneScape. Stream reluctant to kick in. That chest was worth under 30k. It's like 38k. Horrible. Let's do one more. It's gambling except for unkilling monsters. Back to the spear. Oh, perfect timing. These bosses are in like a constant loop. It's weird. How you playing it? It's Jagex. It's been alive. It's better than ever. Video about pro blasters. To be fair, they looked pretty cool when they first showed up, right? I can't be the only one that thought those blasters looked pretty cool. There's no way I was the only one who saw the Pro Blasters like, oh man, those could be really good. I'm so glad Hasbro's doing this. And then, like, when they came out, like, neither of the ones I bought worked. And even if they did work, they're pretty meh compared to what else we had on shelves. I do appreciate Hasbro trying to do something different with them. to be totally fair, I'm really appreciative of that. They didn't just make a bad Nexus Pro or anything like that. They actually tried to do something unique. But man, what games you recommend? Try out the finals if you need a shooter. What do we use for the Blue Moon? That's right, the Bonkers. There was a torrent one that I really wanted to print out, and I can't find it now. No, gotta stand on the moon. This one, when it hits you, it freezes up your character and you attack slower, and it's super annoying. Okay, so the one I saw for the torrent looked amazing. Oh, I got hit by it. I got hit by that too. I've gotten hit by like 6 of these tornadoes in a row and died. It does happen. No. There we go. I'm hoping that torrent one comes out soon, though, because I think it looks sick. And the only problem with my torrent was the barrel. Like, it just wasn't cut properly from the factory. $25.21, that's a pretty good... Oh, we could do it! Oh, we could do it! Why am I walking? One more! One more! I did it! Oh my god, no, 3! Oh, now I have to do this entire thing. Oh, that's... Oh. Need to get a new 3D printer? CR10? Oh, yeah. I got a CR10 on the floor somewhere. I'd wait for the, hopefully, tariff thing to unscrew itself. Then buy a new printer. The Bamboo, like, doubled the price of all their printers, which sucks because I have a sponsored video coming up. NERF Pro Stampede. I don't trust NERF to do a Pro Stampede. I don't think it'll be long until we see someone like them license out the Hasbro NERF name to somebody else. You think like xshot or like Dart Zone would just like, yeah, we'll use the NERF name? Are you kidding me? I wonder if they would. Oh, we gotta swap to the whip. Swap to the whip. Swap to the whip. There we go. Now, as long as you just don't see the 3 blood globlets come out, we're fine. Otherwise, you'll see right here how much he heals. 31, 14, and 3. That's like, that's a lot. Awful. You gotta just not stand in these things. This whip hits pretty hard. Yeah, just wait for the tariff things to fix. Assuming that, see, that's the thing, right? We're assuming prices will go down after the tariffs, right? The problem is that they might realize how many they've sold at X price, and they'll never put the prices down the way they should be. We got to do the blood jaguar thing again. Jaguar? Jaguar? Well, that's cool, because this is the one I need to be on. So you just wait for the puddle to stop bouncing. Or screw it up like I just did. I mean, you can play it through Steam, too. It works fine through Steam. I highly recommend using RuneLite, which is usually when you start the Jagex launcher, it gives you the option of using RuneLite. It makes the game so much better, in my opinion. No, it's got to be a nightmare trying to get anything made. Like, if you had plans that were going since, like, last year and now everything's all screwed up, I can't imagine. Come on, streamer luck. Big money, no whammies. Big money, no whammies. Oh my god. At least that one's worth about 50k. Oh, come on. It's a 1 in 19 chance. And I'm like 35 chests, 40 chests dry. Exactly, Jacob. Like, we're really hoping... Oh, no, I probably need more food. I need more fish. Drop this potion. Fish. Just raise their filament prices despite going to cheaper and thinner rolls and boxes. Oh, what the heck. Actually, I haven't checked filament prices. I haven't thought about that. I have so much Bamboo Lab filament. What other games do you like streaming? The one that I liked to stream a lot back in the day was Don't Starve. I just decided to stream this because it's easy on my brain. It's productive, and I don't have to pay that much attention to it. And I really like it, so I think it's the best MMO out there, which is weird, because like I was always like, I gotta have action combat and all that kind of stuff. And then I just got to the point where I'm so old, I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna play RuneScape again. That was the best decision I ever made. And then they rose the price by like $5 a month. $28 for a box of normal PLA. That is obscene. Get an arcade? I mean, I could, the same way I could splice in a capture card on my arcade machines if I wanted to. So this boy, you use the stabby stick until he sucks you in the center, and then you use the axe. I mean, we already did the thing. So I just said, screw it, I'm gonna wait for dinner. And while I'm waiting for dinner, I'm gonna run some Moons of Perils, and you guys can watch. I'm hoping streamer luck kicks in, but apparently it's a myth. You can screen cap of a CRT. I used to have that back in the day, a capture card. Use the RCA cables. I used to have that. I tried to do the whole Halo Machinima thing back in the day. The only way I could edit videos was through Macromedia Flash, which didn't have good, like, MP4 support. So it would grain the heck out of my footage. But, yeah, I don't think any of those videos survived, which is a shame. I accidentally formatted my hard drive in, like, 2008, 2009, which sucked. I lost everything. I had everything for so long, and then I accidentally was pressing enter too much, and for some reason, there was an issue that popped up on my computer where it couldn't find a drive. So as I was sitting there hitting enter to go through all the stuff, I accidentally hit enter on a thing where it was asking me if I wanted to format my drive. And it just instantly wiped my drive. And we tried to do data recovery, and it didn't work. That was a sad day. A lot of fun resuming. Dude, it's so much good. I mean, you have to probably get members at some point, but this game is the best. I've only been playing for 8 months, 9 months, I think. I took a couple months off. Yeah, the tier list has been over for a while. But you can't really get a good drop in free-to-play. That's the problem. Like, you could do like, technically the average of Moons of Peril is like 2.8 mil an hour. So 10 hours pay for your month. Assuming you get drops. Could be less, could be more. In my case, it's more. I think the stuff is also posted in the Discord. What's on my shirt? It's chronographed out. Or not chronographed, chroma keyed out. It's the Grisco work shirt from Splatoon. Aren't capes still free to play and worth it? I don't know what you mean by that, Supa. What do you mean by capes? Can you just hit? Thank you. Potato Elder Scrolls in the best way. I've heard a lot of things about Elder Scrolls Online. I'm kind of curious. Oh, need the whip. This is why I don't gamble. I have the worst luck. I just accidentally used my whip spec. That was so worth it. Good job. I mean, I'm literally just killing time. Oh, come on. I'm so bad. I tried to get into Fallout 76 recently, and I just couldn't do it. I know, honey, shouldn't I? There's that, what is it called? Defiance or whatever MMO that came out? I played it for a couple of hours and I thought it was actually pretty good. Okay, don't register my click. That's fine. I didn't need that click. Am I in the right square? I am on the right square. Dragon Dagger. Dragon Dagger special. Dragon Dagger special. Switch back to whip. One more hit. One more hit. There we go. I can't stand Final Fantasy XIV. It's too much nonsensical story I don't care about. I don't care about the story in an MMO. What games am I looking forward to? That is an excellent question. I literally cannot tell you. I have no clue. There's games I want. I want Expedition 33. I just refuse to pay. I got a drop. Oh, streamer luck. Streamer luck. Oh, streamer luck. It's a 1 in 19 chance. It's worth 2.2 mil. Blood Moon chest plate. Streamer luck. Streamer luck. Let's go. Heading up in the chat for the streamer luck. You got a drop finally after like 40 chests dry. All right, we got that on 206. We'll do one more. I got time for one more chest, right, honey? Yeah, the show in the game. Yeah, there is. They brought it back, and I played it. And I was like, holy crap, this is actually kind of freaking good. I don't know if it's going to get like the old school RuneScape treatment where they're going to actually add new stuff to it. But yeah, I played it for a little bit. I should play more of it, to be honest. It was actually pretty good. Like, I'm surprised how good it was. Oh, it only takes me on average about 6 minutes to do a run. 2.2 mil is about what? 1/6 member bond, which is 14 days. Can we get the back-to-back? Can we get the back-to-back chat? It sucks that it was Blue Moon. There's like nothing. Oh, I'm using the whip. There's really not a good drop from Blue Moon. It's the worst one. I think it's second worst. I think maybe Eclipse is the worst, but I actually like the Eclipse stuff. That's the Atlatl. Everybody likes a good Atlatl. Trying to platinum Ghost of Tsushima? Where the heck is Proctophile when you need him? I bet he's platinumed it. I should be able to. Usually you can beat this thing in one round of this. I've got too high of a blinding light on me, though. Well, might get there. 86. 45. Miss. Got hit. We got last 3. We just need to do 42 damage. You can do that one hit. 7. I missed. Can you just take a hit? Can I just stab you once? Thank you. I played Defiance back in 20 when it was tied to Sci-Fi shows. Very fun, and then they canceled it. It made Defiance 2057. Then the kid on the side, it's back, Booze Belly. Like, apparently it's the one before the 2057 or whatever too. I mean, it's not. I only played through like the first like 2 or 3 hours, I think. I thought I didn't play it again after that night, but I was there like when the server was launched. Need the bonkers. Need to bonk the blue moon. Come on. Big hits. Big hits. 2014. 613. 1319. 1711. 6 and 6. 8 and 14 standing outside the circle. 6 and 21. That's at less than half health. Thanks for sticking around, Bean. Had a good one. Any War Thunders player? I mean, I wish they'd sponsor the channel again. It's a pretty good game. I'm just not like that into like vehicle history. I'm not like that into vehicle combat to begin with, to be honest. Like, here's a hot take. Vehicles are the worst part of Battlefield, in my opinion. I don't like the vehicles in, what do you call it? Delta Force. I hate vehicles. I usually play a engineer specifically to counter vehicles because I hate them so much. Oh, 87. We got like 4 more hit. Oh, he hit me with the frickin' freeze. Oh, come on. Nope, he hit me with freeze again. Oh, I'm gonna have to go through a whole nother thing. Come on, man. Honestly, yeah, Defiance did feel a lot like Destiny. Like, if I had, like, a team to play with, like, I would do vehicles more in Delta Force. But I'm very much, like, I don't like vehicles in Halo. 1 hit. Come on, let's do it. Dead. So annoying. I have not played Marvel Rivals for whatever reason. Oh, I've only got 2 fish left for this whole Blood Moon. Let's make it count. Not for a reason of, like, not for any specific, I just haven't played it. I did download it. Oh, it's a jack. I should have waited to jump in. This is the right circle. It's the one away from the full moon one. Big hit. 43. 10. 35. 16. 3. 10. Yeah, big hits. 12. 7. Oh, we're doing good. And they just healed for 32. Like 45 or something like that. 29. Alright, this is the right circle right here. Usually it's like lightning after one's passed. You can kind of stand there. He usually doesn't do it in the same spot. He did, just to prove me wrong. Dragon Dagger. Dragon Dagger special. Hit, hit. Oh, pretty big hits. Pretty big hits. Let's get a monster hit in there. 90. Oh, 34-29. There we go. And he's done. I don't know what I'd play in Rivals, to be honest. It was a tier list at one point, Almond. We're done now. I'm just literally waiting for dinner. Come on. Back to back. Let's do it. Back to back. Now. Garbage. Actual trash. Okay, last one. Well, who won the tier list? That's a great question. Who did win the tier list? I still have it open. Stampede, by the looks of it. grab our fishing net. Don't take a week off from uploading, Skinny. Upload consistently and always try to do better content. And don't be afraid to try new things. Don't stream RuneScape. How many subs have I lost? Oh, 4. I've lost 4 subs since I've started playing RuneScape. Isn't it great? It's RuneScape, human. Just killing time. Drop the Moonlight Potion. Place it with fish. So we drop the potion, we fill our inventory with fish, we drop the net, we cook the fish. It's cool because all the resources to do all this is free. I don't have to pay a cent. Otherwise, this would be expensive. This is classic, so it's the old one, but with new content. I've had my prayer on the entire time. Cool. Pokey stick. Time is not kind to anyone, I don't think. Okay, just wait for the circle. Oh, never mind. Ignore me. Poke. Poke. 30 poke. 23 poke. 0 poke. 7 poke. 5 poke. Big numbers. Big, strong, manly numbers. 18. Never mind the fact that I play as a girl. 12. Alright. Most of the time you can beat this guy during this phase, though. That's why we equip the axe. For unsubscribing. Thank you very much for the $2 super chat, King Gavosha. I think we got 2 more rounds left, unless I hit like 40s on all of these. 169. I think this is the last volley, though. 0. 32. 15. Yeah, we might be able to get it during this, but it's harder to hit him during this. 15. Good start. Good start. 0. Bad start. Bad start. Horrible. 2. Might as well just hit 0. 31. Pretty good. 63 health. 24. 38 health. That's like 2 hits. 31. He's got 5 hit points. At 23. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Except Dolly Parton. That's true. Imagine not liking RuneScape. Everybody should play this game. It's great. I was always like, oh, I want action combat and everything. And then I started playing RuneScape. It's like, you know what? This is fine. This is great. It's so much better with RuneLite. I hate quests in RuneScape, and RuneLite makes those painless. Full videos. Get good with full videos. Shorts don't make money. Shorts are like if you're a narcissist and really want lots of views really quickly. Because they serve you to an overserved algorithm. It's easier to get people to stomach you for a minute at a time. And it's also easier for them to subscribe when it's right on the screen. Heck, most people subscribe by accident. But full-length videos, it requires a lot of effort to really usually get people to sit through a, multiple minutes of a long video. And subscribing is hidden. Even on mobile, it's like hidden. You have to like actually look for the subscribe button. As to all shorts where it's literally just always on screen. I'm just eating tornadoes. RuneScape is rad as hell. Like, you can play this on your phone. That's the thing that makes it super cool. The problem is the price. I think the $15 a month they want is ridiculous. Also, I'm not standing on the circle. Cool. I'm not going to make it. 59. I have 2 hits. I can do it. Oh, 25 health. 1 more hit. And I lost it. I have to go through a whole nother round of this. Okay. I mean, I watch shorts, but I don't watch Nerf shorts. What you doing for pizza or dinner tonight? I think we're having some kind of like chicken pot pie, chicken nuggets, and fries. Like terrible for you processed food, but that's what we're doing tonight. because it's like a $7 dinner for the both of us. One hit. Oh, he's got 1 health point left. There we go. I'm surprised there's 50 people still here watching it. I assume those people fell asleep. But I appreciate y'all. We do it for the love. It's been a while since I've streamed a game, too. I usually would stream like a shooter just because that's more fitting for the channel. What you eating, Skinny? 45! We maxed hit it! And then followed that up with a 10. Then a 12. And then a 26. Okay, that's pretty good. 26 is pretty good. 14, that's alright. 23? Good, he's going to do the Blood Rain, and then we're going to swap to our Dragon Dagger, and then we're going to hopefully take it out in 4 Dragon Dagger specs. $20 and $23, 22 and 9, 12 and not Dragon Daggers, 27. Am I not specking? 22, 24. Oh my god, we're actually like ripping it apart. And then 0 is cool. Come on, it's 23 health. Thank you. Pulled pork and Spanish white. No, that sounds amazing. Are you kidding me? I want to do pulled pork. We need to go get a we got to go get a pig shoulder, honey. Have you played the Nerf mobile game? I have. I actually thought it was pretty okay, except for the fact that it was mostly bots. I haven't played it in years, though. Come on, big money, no whammies. Well, at least that was worth like 70k. It's mostly the atlatl darts here. Well, at least we got something. That was just 208. All right, I think we're good. I think we've satisfied. We're making progress. You guys want to see the coolest home teleport ever? You're not ready for this. It's amazing. Behold, the coolest home teleport in existence. I love that so much. It's the best. Oh, there's a top floor. When did they add that? Hold on. Oh my god, when did they add that? That's a new thing, right? That's not always been there, right? Oh, look at that. Bank's worth 110 mil. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I haven't heard anything super great about the H2D. Nerf Legends is pretty bad. The Nerf Roblox game had a ton of potential, though. The actual Nerf Roblox game. All right. Well, I think I've just about time to get my dinner. So, I love you all. Thanks for sticking with me through the extracurricular RuneScape Moons of Peril. I appreciate it. All 44 of you. I'll have videos coming, I promise. We have a lot. Did I show you this? I got a thing. I have to pay it off, but I got a thing. It does stuff. Ha-ha! It's even chroma keyed on that. It's the best. I love it. I've been playing around with it. Alrighty. Have a good night, everyone. Love you all. Thank you so much. What was I gonna do? All right, stop streaming.